Alright, Dinkers, well, it says it's live. Alright, well, it says it's live on my end. How is it? Although there does appear to be kind of a delay, not sure. Well, hello there, how are you doing? It's my actual first time going live here. And I decided to do it in one of my weirdest maps that I've got going. So in this one, I got kind of curious onto just how large of a farm you could make. So I went out towards Rolnica and Denica and found the flattest piece of land I could, and just went berserk on all the fields and orchards. Awesome, Dickie, thank you. Well, I don't suppose you have any questions about this. I mean, I would imagine that the three of you are probably gearing up to, you know, do the multiplayer thing when it drops soon. Oh, the chat window messed up. That's fine. I'm actually having to read the chat on my phone, so there's this like 30 to 60 second delay that I'm going through. It's a little disorienting. It's a good one, man. I love this game. You know, I'm a sucker for games that have that play as you want mentality. You know, this and Planet Crafter, you can make them as just totally chill or as brutally difficult as you want. There's a lot of swing room. Anyway, I had made this file, geez, several months ago, because I was kind of looking into, you know, just how big of a field and just how way over the top management I would have to make. So I wanted to see, you know, the interaction of how multiple farm sheds would work and how the sizes of the fields would interact with them and stuff. Basically, it's trying to understand a lot of the mechanics of how the farmer works because they're so different from every other townsfolk. Thank you, Dinkers. You're the best coach in the world, do you know that? Oh, I also have to avoid getting the traps. In the actual series, I'm trying to shoot for the achievement for that. So if I got the achievement on this guy, I'd be a little upset. Okay, good. So I was hoping that people would have, more technical questions about this, because a lot of my tutorial videos are the ones that do the best for me, and I keep getting a lot of comments on them about different questions, and some of them I don't have short answers for. So I figured, let's do this, and then hopefully field some questions, and hopefully get some answers for some people. Alright, it's also dark as hell, so let's get to bed so we can actually see something. So Dinkers, how far have you gotten in this, or, how much messing around with it have you done? Oh, this was my experimental couple for the mood test. Yeah, the building can be a bit of a trick, especially when you're first starting out. One of the things that I always like to end up doing is you can't get the nice shingle roofs over here without having a wood shop first, but you can go right into stone building. So what I always end up doing is, even with Rasmir's very first house, I make the entire thing out of stone and then just do a crappy thatch roof house. So that way everybody who comes in is going to be pretty cranked up on like the mood, and they're going to be better at their jobs faster. So it just gives you a little bit of an edge to, hedge your bet for all the people that are coming into your town. Actually, there was one question that I got on a farming video, and they were kind of curious as to the entire process from, a woodcutter to the workshop to the retail, or like a farm to retail, and all the process that it would have to go through with all that. It's mostly just a math problem at that point. And really the only thing that you'd have to pay attention to is what's coming in and then how much is getting used. So like you've got a woodshed that's making planks. If you have a workshop that's using them to make, wooden vials or something like that, you would just have to look at the full number on the side, because if you look in the regular assignment tab, a lot of people make the mistake of not seeing that, it says plank times 2 or firewood times 4. So you're not actually making 6 logs a day, you're making more like 13. And then you'd have to go over to your production side and look at what's going on over there. I don't think anybody's using any... Oh, they're using planks, actually. Alright, so as long as you're profiting, so we're making like 13 and we're using 8, that means that we've actually got a couple left over. Honestly, mouse and keyboard has always been a struggle for me. Which is funny because even... Hey, Sea-Dog. Mouse and keyboard, I don't know. When I hit W, it seems to... like it's touchy and it's finicky, So for me, having twin analog sticks, like I can move and position myself, I can grab a bow out. Everything just seems so much more fluid for me. Don't kill the chicken. But like, I don't know, everything just seems more natural and easier to line up shots, easier to, line up where I'm going. Yeah, I really did too. Man, I even play Planet Crafter with a controller, and if you look at the Steam page, it doesn't really recommend it. Wait, what's going on over here? Why aren't you guys finished? Oh, okay, you're working on it. Good. I mean, the mouse, you have to get the mouse sensitivity just so, but for me, it always seems like the stick sensitivity, it just seems more fluid, I guess. I don't know, I guess I was also always a console player. You know, another thing that I was getting questions about was, it appears as though a good chunk of the people that were watching me were doing both. Like there was some console and some PC users. So seeing the controller prompts were kind of like, it was helpful for them to understand how to make some maneuvers and do some operations. Oh, it is good. Okay, nice. Tinkers, thank you. I was super worried about the bandwidth, honestly. I was looking up all these numbers online about what they recommended for a bandwidth, and I did not have those numbers. Oh, yeah, Nicola. I was wondering why that person was dressed weird. I'm like, yeah, I always get Nicola. She's probably the best super townsfolk in the game. So yeah, if anybody's got any questions on it, that was actually the point of the stream was, you know, any technical questions, or if a townsfolk doing something weird that you don't understand why, or why I build a certain thing in a certain way. Me overthink? That doesn't sound at all like me. I don't know where you're getting your sources. Actually, I don't think I even have anything to do. I think this one is just so... Yeah, this is completely end stage. Oh, yeah, I even had a kid, even. Oh, holy crap, why are we posting 35? I just noticed that. What have I done to this town? Oh, what? I think it was experimenting with the herbalist hut. There's really no reason for there to even be anybody here. Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember this town was always perpetually out of flour. Wait, why are we out of flour, though? Well, you're only level 7. You'll get there. Oh, thank you so much, Powell. Alright, so Cephosaur, no, the outdoor decorations are literally just for you. So, all of this stuff, it looks super cool, and when it's at night, you know, this whole little trifecta that I've got going on, it looks neat, you know, and it helps for navigation, like if you're on horseback or something like that. But it doesn't actually do anything for the townsfolk mood. Only the interior decorations are going to do anything. So like all the rugs, the hanging stuff, all that kind of action. So this one, we've got nothing. And then, yeah, she's only at 62 anyway. That's a big factor of, you know, being level 6 at the job and no decorations but having a good house. So yeah, the mood is just the interior decorations, their job skill, marriage, and if they have a kid or not. Although one thing that you can do to increase productivity, and this is especially beneficial with the farmers, not the barn workers, just the farm shed workers, you take the benches here, and if you position a bench kind of near the farm shed, what'll happen is the townsfolk just randomly go to places when they're not at work. You know, if it's before work or if it's after work, they'll just convene around anything that they can sit on. So if you have the farmer's house sort of near the farm shed, which you should because their commute time is actually important, it'll actually increase their likelihood of using this bench. So that way, when it's before work, they're like right here. So the second it hits time to start work, they'll just get right up, have to walk 3 feet, and then they'll immediately start sewing or hoeing or etc. I'm chomping at the bit for co-op. Oh man, actually, Dinkers over there is one that I'm really dying to get into this game with. I cannot wait for it. It's and I think Render Cube and Toplets also are really chomping at the bit for it, because their roadmap actually changed. The armor and sigil or whatever it was their first category. Like that's what was supposed to be working on now. And they actually reworked the order so that the multiplayer is coming before the armor and sigil, so I'm actually really looking forward to it. Oh, so alright, Sea Dog, so you did the 4-house one. You know, with my testing, I saw that there was an increase of +5. So you know what? It might be +5 per kid. Oh, I actually don't have any four occupancy houses. The thing is, I never actually go with the 4 occupancy houses just because that makes the wife out of work for just such an incredible amount of time. But once they're married, they turn into rabbits, so they'll have a kid immediately, and then 2 years later, the wife's out on maternity leave. She'll get pregnant almost immediately after she leaves, maternity leave. 104, good lord, I don't even know what I'm at. I'm at 93. And this is just a test world, too. This is the one that I was doing for some crazy farm. Try to outpace Green Giant over here. I don't actually remember what my primary town is at. My one of my very first saves that I ever made in this, it's actually aging. So I have like a late stage game. Which one was this? I have a really late stage game, and I'm actually finding that people are like dying of old age. Which one would this be? No, not year 13. There we go, 47. No, Powell, for the best of my knowledge, I have not seen grandkids actually affect anything. So it has the presence of mind to tell you that cousins shouldn't marry. So I have found that they couldn't, you couldn't put 2 family members together at the same time. It had the presence of mind, like, no, you can't do that. And it would say, oh, do you want to move the entire family or something like that? So it would, if you tried to put like 2 cousins, it would kick the other one out. So then you'd have one be homeless. The townsfolk retire themselves permanently. As far as I know, there is no way of just having them be unemployed. Everybody works until they literally can't, and then they die. Are you Sherman? Oh, no. Yeah, I think Sherman long done, too. But I think the population on this one was my issue. Yeah, I'm down to 95, and I've actually got a good chunk of housing that's here. This is one of my earliest ones, and it's kind of the metropolis. The entire city's made out of concrete, of course. This one, I went full tilt commercial. I went with just an absolutely belligerent amount of taverns, and then I had a whole mess of stalls that are all selling, not just the various foods and stuff that we're making, but also a crap load of wine. This one got the $1 million achievement very quickly. The biggest thing that I found with the late stage was I suddenly started having ebbs and flows of worker issues. Like, because as Rasimir, I recruited so many people kind of simultaneously. Like, I'd go through a big recruitment spree, and then I'd stop for a couple of years, get a couple more technology points, get a few more building unlocks, and then, now I need, 10 or 12 more people. When they started aging out, the exact same thing happened. All of a sudden, a season would change, and 6 people died, and I was like, oh no, now I need to go and get a bunch of level 3s. It does become a bit of a chore, though, because then you start having, like, mother-daughter teams where, I could marry off the daughter, but there's nowhere for her to go. So I was having these houses that had 2 people in it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, like right here. So dad's fine, then the daughter's here. I could have this daughter married off somewhere. It's a level 8 farmer. They, obviously have a great kid with another farmer, but I didn't have any free housing to put them in because I had so many. It became just awkward on handling everybody. I have actually thought about that. Having just like a little house in the prairie kind of a thing. So it would just be me, a wife. I mean, oh man, I don't know what you would even do with that. I mean, I suppose if she were agriculture and then you did production, so like if she was out farming and then you built a kitchen or something, you could probably make some decent money that way. I actually might try that then. I guess there the challenges would be, you wouldn't have any challenge of feeding your townsfolk because it'd just be the 3 of you. Oh, but with no hunters. Yeah, I wonder what the optimal way to do that would be. Like, would you want your wife to be a hunter? Or would you do the hunting and she does agriculture or something? That would be, yeah, that would actually be a very intricate balancing act. No, I'm muting to cough. I don't normally talk this much. No, you can't have more than one kid. There was a theory that some people were trying to test. I saw this on Reddit, where if you and your wife had a kid, and then you waited the 18 years, became the kid, and then had your now dad, Rasimir, and his wife try to have another kid. As far as I understand, that never worked out with anybody. Like, people couldn't try to make that one work. It sounds in theory like it should be able to, so then you would essentially have a sibling. But, I mean, a sibling that would be 18 years younger than you, but as far as I've been trying to test, and as far as anybody else that I've seen try to test it, it hasn't worked out. But, yeah, the only townsfolk that can have multiple kids are the generics. You yourself can't do that. Oh, is it a noticeable click? Okay. I did not know that. I'll have to adjust for that in the future. Oh, no, Dinkers is my coach. She is my coach and my mentor, and yes. The answer to a lot of my questions about YouTube things. Hey, every time I say in a video that I'm really bad at this YouTube thing and I'm totally new to it. That's not a lie. This is the first time I've ever done anything live. And heck, I've only been... Why are we out of eggs? Man, can one of my towns just run itself fine? No. I don't think medieval Poland smiled on the idea of multiple wives. They were a very monogamous time back then. I mean, well, you could get remarried. Like if you stopped giving your wife gifts enough and her affection got to 0 and she took off, or if for whatever reason her happiness got, to negative 100, she would leave like any other townsfolk, and then you'd have to go get married again. But no, not concurrent marriages, unfortunately. Thank you so much, my man. I was quite nervous before I started this. I had Dinkers talking me off the ledge there for a bit. Oh, now that's a test. Oh, that is a test. Powell, you are a fountain of good ideas. Okay, let me see. You need to settle. Where the hell is my actual horse? Come here. Hey guys, who wants to get divorced? Oh, I wonder if she'd take the kid. That is what I'm expecting to happen. If we get divorced, she's going to take the kid. Alright, so green is my kid, which is over here. What am I tripping over? Actually, I would love to do that. Like, doing technical problem solving, that would be fantastic. Okay, so there's my kid. Where is my wife now? And let's see if we can get divorced. Wait, she's not even showing up. Oh, she probably has a job for me. So she's probably one of these exclamation points. Okay, so it doesn't really matter what we've got the issue of for the divorce. Okay. Right, so that kid is probably like 4 or 5. So if I piss her off, she's gonna take the kid too. Ah, nuts. Alright. I don't think you're ever forced to play as them, but you know how death isn't really permanent in this? Like if I go gallivanting off into the hills and then a bear kills me, I'm just going to have to reload. I think then what happens is if you go out and die, then you can take over, or you just voluntarily take over. Once your kid hits 18, you can talk to him. But I don't think you could divorce and then be the kid. I'm not sure on that. Yep. Tough and stick, saved by marriage. But yeah, it's the age of the kid, not really the reason. I think if the kid was 18, then they would. I don't know if I don't think I have a file that's got an 18-year-old son, though. How old are you?
Hello.
Oh, geez, you're 5? Oh, boy. That's,
Good day.
Wait. Oh, those grandparents are still alive. I was like, wait a minute, Rasimir's dead. How do you have a grandfather? Okay. So, Yeah, once your kid hits 18. Oh, now I'm curious, but I don't think I have. I'm trying to think if I have a file that's going to have a kid that's that age. Let me look around a little bit here. 47. No, because this one, I think Rasmi already took over as well. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Tub and Stick. I think the kid would probably be their own adult at that point. I think that'd have to be the unique set of circumstances that you'd have to have in order to test that. You'd have to be married, have a kid, wait for the kid to hit 18, then have her leave you. And since the kid is now an adult on his own, I wonder if there's some sort of unique dialogue option for that. Like if you try to have a kid and you have an 18-year-old kid already, you know, what would they... Because you can't actually go up to your wife and say, oh, let's have another kid. You know, the option isn't even there. Where are you, actually?
How are you? See you soon.
I don't remember who my wife is. It's been a long time since I've been in this one. I think she's a barkeep.
Welcome.
No.
Take care.
Oh, she's a stall holder.
How are you?
Oh, yeah, okay, so there's not actually anything that I can do about this. She has a job for me, but I think I've already got all the super townsfolk, so her job is kind of... eh. Yeah, Tup and Stick, that was what we were talking about a minute ago. I've tried to test it, and I've seen some people on Reddit were discussing this as well, trying to test it. I've become the son at 18, and I've waited and waited, and I've never actually seen, you know, Rasimir and his wife have another kid. I think it should be possible, you know, and then you'd have a sibling that's basically 18 years younger than you, but I don't know if they'll actually do it or not. I mean, there's enough RNG that's involved in it that, you know, it could be a bit of an issue. Well, I'm definitely getting frame drops. One of the earlier updates, they were just starting to implement all this lighting stuff, and it caused a lot of hiccups and frame rate drops. Then when they had the update that first created the farm shed, you know, back before when the farmers and the barn workers were both in the barn, they had the farm shed implementation, and they had something behind the scenes that made all the lights just work flawlessly. And now they're kind of hiccuping a little bit again. I'm not sure what's going on there. Yeah, the final chapter one, because there's the story quests, the side quests, and then the chapter missions. And that last chapter is to actually have an heir, which then unlocks you as a city, I think. And then you can get the max out buildings and all that stuff. But I just don't understand how... There has to theoretically be a way to have two kids, I think. But how to do it... I think the best course of action would actually probably be to try to get the kid to 18 and then cause your wife to leave you and then see what wife number 2 says. Actually, Sea-Dog, as far as I understand, that strange coin is a purely nuanced item. If you throw it, it will land differently. Like, it actually has its own set of RNG to it. I've got one around here somewhere. Yeah. So if you actually take this and you drop it, it will land differently. Well, that was a... I lost it in the carpet. Do it somewhere on the flat surface here. No, the whole thing is, like, you can actually use it to decide things, like an actual coin would. Wait, how did I... Why do I only have one? I should have two. Oh, crap. Did I just lose a coin? See, you can actually get extras of them, too. Because I had two, and I somehow just lost one. But if you put it in an inventory of some sort, like a chest or whatever, and then go talk to your kid and say, oh, hey, sorry, champ, I lost my coin, then they'll actually give you another one, so you can kind of stockpile a couple of them. Yeah, Tup and Stick, I kind of marry a little bit later as well. Or I'll marry... Whoa, what the hell happened there? I think I'm having issues with my lighting. Oh, wow. Yes, big issues with lighting. Oh. I did not know that that would work. Wait a minute. Wait, Powell. That just clears up the stuttering? I had no idea. Oh man, now I'm low on learning stuff. Yeah, Tup and Stick, you can only have the kid when you have to initiate it. So there's that dialogue prompt. I think it's under the romance thing. Like you talk to her and do the romance, and then you have that. Oh, you meant for the. Quite right. Perfect. But yeah, so the thing has a heads and a tails to it. So you can just go in, drop it. Not that coin. And it'll land. And you can see that there's a heads and a tails to it. And then if you pick it up, you can kind of like manually manipulate it. Oh, this is probably a thing that would be a little bit better for mouse and keyboard. But you can actually toss it around a little bit. And it'll occasionally change its side. So you can basically like flip the coin. It does work a little bit better with mouse and keyboard though. Well, yeah, that was what I was saying. The lighting... yeah, the lighting was an issue, and then they fixed it, and then now it's not quite as big of an issue as it was at first, but you'll find that if you get through a section of your town that has a lot of the lanterns, or if you went really hard on, yeah, like right here. Wow. My house is... Good lord. Okay, let's not go to my house anymore. It's the decorations. It's specifically the lighting, though. Yeah, try throwing it around. If you have... basically what I was reading about it was... They said, oh, if you have a decision that you have to make, like, should we plant wheat this season or oat this season? Yeah, yikes. It got pretty bad there for a sec. Oh, yeah, I see that might... Good catch, Dinkers. Well, if that's the case, let's get this guy to bed, because... Good lord. But yeah, if you throw it around like that, it'll change its side, so you can use it to basically make decisions and stuff. And then it just changes the side of it. Although now I'm tempted to check and see if on the forums they've got another lighting issue. I mean, granted, like I said, this is a very end stage town, so I've got everything lit. I've got more lights than I really need to have. You know, I've got a couple little recreational areas going on over here, and you know, seating areas. Lights, just lights everywhere. I've got lights pretty much at every intersection of street going on. Oh, wait a minute. I also have the two experimental... Sorry, kid. I've got these two experimentals that I don't think I ever did a job for them. You know, I might actually try that. Maybe it's like a one-off or something. Like just compile a couple of years worth of, you know, gameplay into one playthrough. I'd be interested to see how that goes and what challenges would come up. Oh yeah, I don't have any jobs for these people at all. I don't even remember what they're good at. I just went off and picked two people up off the street just to do all of that testing as to, you know, what each stage of marriage and kids and etc. actually does for their mood. Who is this guy? Why do I have somebody living here? Take care, pal. Thanks for coming, my man. This save? Oh, geez. I'm not really sure. I mean, it shows what year you're in. Yeah, we're in year 49 since Rasimir took over, so... Geez, this was probably a couple 100 hours, I would imagine. Oh wait, Dinkers, I want to test something. So, you know how some of the people who do a lot of the live stuff, they have like commercials and, you know, advertisements or something like that? I did something. Let me know if this is stupid. Is it stupid? Hey, Sean, thanks for coming, my man. I was hoping to do like a Q&A session on this in case somebody had some questions about the game. How you been? Thank you, I won't say how long that took me to put together, but yeah, I kind of agonized over it. The music wasn't too loud, was it? But yeah, so Sean, just to catch you up, I'm in some of my really late stage files, just going through like, you know, some of the later game things and maybe some balancing issues that I might be having, some labor force issues that I've been having. Awesome, thank you. It was weird trying to be able to hear it as I was trying to put the thing together, but... You know, because all the people that actually do know what they're doing, whenever they have to, like, go get a drink or go pee or whatever, they always, you know, put something up on on screen, so you're not just looking at, them staring off into the distance doing nothing. And I was like, oh, I gotta do that. Why are we posting so much? Is it the flower again? Eggs. What is our egg situation like? See, this is the issue that you run into in the late game, is there ends up being nitpicky stuff. Like, you weren't paying attention to your chicken coop, and then now you have nothing but males in there. Or the exact opposite. Okay, good. We do have one rooster, so we can keep resupplying. That's one thing that I always like to do with the hen houses, or the geese house if you play with that. I always try to get exactly one male, and then just rotate them out. So that way you don't really have to have as much micromanagement on it. You can just have the one rooster, and then as hens die out, they'll get replaced with more. So as long as you're keeping an eye on not having too many males in there, it'll pretty much run itself. And you'll be able to maximize the amount of eggs you can get. And it's looking like... Oh yeah, so these guys are actually both running fairly optimally. Oh, that's why, because it's a level 3. I've got a level 10 and a level 3. Why are you not better at your job? I think that may have been one of the people that I just recruited, like, not too long ago in this file. Because like I said, as Rasimir, I was recruiting a whole bunch of people all at once, and they all started to die at once, so then I had this sort of, like, panic recruitment spree, so now I've got a bunch of level 3 mediocre meh. I can start a new one, yeah. I have no idea what file this is. That's fine. Isn't there a new... Watch your health. Yeah, I may have gotten a little low. It's how I play. I mean, well, I think you actually commented on the Planet Crafter episode too. Just, me casually drinking an oxygen bottle while completely blindfolded.
Whatever needed doing round the farm, I'd do it. Being the eldest son, it's tough. But at least we had a living, and our plates were never empty. Then, the war came.
Well, thank you, Sean. Like, I try. I always get nervous about doing this because, I'm looking at all the people that are bigger and better than I am, but thank you.
To live. At first, I didn't know what to do. Then,
I started off terrified, and like I said, Dinkers talked me off the ledge a little bit.
Jordan.
Oh wait, I also think I can skip this. Yeah, this is a skippable cutscene that I'm just sort of sitting here through. But yeah, Sea-Dog, what did I get down to? Apparently you can actually get to less than 1 HP, which I didn't know that was possible. I got into a fight with a bunch of bandits, and I got down to, what was it, like 0.8 or something? Dinkers, I know it's a joke, but you're right. What did you say? You said, as long as, once you stop improving, or once you stop trying to improve, then you should just quit, because if you think you're that good, then you've already mastered it, right? So I got to 0.8. Well, so you can theoretically get below 1, and you're fine. Listen, what the broadleaf grows 3 seasons out of the year, so 0.8 is nothing to worry about. You're fine. You're fine. Hey, don't call me son. And cue dolphin noises. Alright, so this murderous bastard just gave me a plot of land. Yeah, spoiler alert. I'm sure everybody who's watching this live stream probably knows the full story already. Yes, it's when you stop trying to improve that you just don't care. Valheim is my personal Dark Souls. Like, oh, I have come so close to rage quitting that thing. And then the last time I sat down to record it, I recorded way too much. I'm like, I was sitting there editing. I'm like, what the hell? Even after editing, this is like a 4-hour episode, so I had to start breaking it in half. So, I don't know. Maybe it's the frustration that's growing on me. Doing this, I've learned a lot about myself, and talking to Dinkers, I've learned a lot about this. Alright, what am I making here? Alright, so just generally, if you're going for like an easy mode, I liked living right here in Gustovia. The way that the hitboxes work, you can get right up close to the caravan that's over here. So you can basically have like your own personal fast travel. Which it seems like, things like Barrow and the Baronica ones, it seems like their hitboxes are a little wider. So it's like Gustovia you can just get way crazy close to. And the convenience, because Gustovia can have 3 people to recruit, Barrow can have 3 people to recruit, and then the other 2 up there can have 3 people. So it just, in the early game when you're really desperate to get a 3, it can be so beneficial. Yeah, Occupy Mars. I've been seeing people talking about that, and that one's definitely on my radar. It looks cool. It's got like some satisfactory elements to it, some Planet Crafter elements to it. It's got a lot of different things that it's got going on all at once. Yeah, that's usually where I go, is like right around here. But then, like you saw in that big endgame town, if you occupy both sides of the river, you can basically have like the river be your main street. Like it'll bisect your town. So I had all of my residential on one side of the town, or one side of the river, and then I had my agriculture, my industrial, and all of that on the north side of the river. I thought it looked kind of neat for a while. I've lived in a couple of different places. The farm, that gigantic farm that I was showing off earlier, that's actually way out near the Denica-Rolnica area. Everything here is absolutely perfectly flat, so you can make fields of Iowa out there. All right, where's my hammer? All right, let's get the uncle off my back. Oh, we need a shovel, idiot. Alright, have shovel. Yes, it can be a really nice place to live. Especially if you're, like I said, if you're doing farming, everything is just so flat there. What? There's no stumps here. Why were you telling me that I couldn't build? Get out of here. Alright, good. I don't like that foundation. Well, I don't know if I'm going to be saving this file anyway, so we can just build whatever now. The thing about that Denica location, though, and it actually just occurred to me as I'm looking up at the upper right, like, you're going to need straw to build your first couple of houses. And that Denica location, I was having a tough time. Like, you had to walk. Yeah, you had to walk all the way. Because I think most of this section doesn't have straw. And I had to walk somewhere way down over this way in order to start picking it up. The weird thing is, in the lake series that I'm doing, I had the same issue. You know, I thought, okay, we live on a lake. There should be straw just everywhere. Wait, on the west side of this lake? Yeah, I suppose if I kick the pigs out, this did get pretty flat. Right now, my farming is mostly through here, but I'll bet if I kick these guys out and then just started building whatever there, it would remove their spawn location. So yeah, this could be a pretty good farm spot. All right, now the very first thing I do, I can't stand to have the generic garbage walls and stuff. And the thing is, you can actually get it relatively quickly. Because you can make a stone pickaxe right quick. You can't make the nice roof because that requires the sawmill there, but... Let me see, handcraft. Oh, need another log. Alright, if I need more farm field, I'm definitely going to look into that, Sean. Thank you, man. Because I was having some issues with that. You know, I was worried that I may have inadvertently ruined the aesthetics of my town before I even really got it off the air. So I was like, oh man, and you know, I have this farm field that's right up close to the shoreline, which would have been some pretty prime real estate for building houses and stuff. So I was like, oh, you know, how am I going to rework this? I also noticed across the street. Is that actually a thing? I've heard people talking about, like, oh yeah, I had more fertile land over here and it was giving me better crops. Is that actually a thing? Because I know that you still need to fertilize. You know, you can't just put land down, mark it as a farm field, and then not have to fertilize it. You know, you still need to go through that step and then, you know, hoe the fertilizer in, and well, taking a step back, you got to get the rot or get the manure or whatever, turn it into fertilizer. So I wonder if that's actually like a thing, because I'd be interested in that. Man, I always do that. When I have stone tools, I always misjudge the number of swings that needs to happen. See, whoever said that to you, though, they may have had the skills. Because if you look at the farming skills, there's, 25% chance to get additional crops in the field. So that doesn't... Oh yeah, all that rock respawns. It's every season. So for the next, 2 days here, anything that I take is going to be gone. But by the time summer rolls around, all of that will be back. But yeah, if somebody were to put into the farming skills, then if you do it manually, and it only applies to when Rasimir does it, that, if he's out with a sickle or a scythe, then you can get extras. Like more than what a townsfolk would get. Yeah, that really would be a wild mechanic. Like, I haven't seen any official stuff address that. But, I mean, every game has mechanics that they don't fully discuss, with everybody. Yeah, Dinkers, it's the same with the mines, too, actually. Like if you're going out getting... Oh, I've unlocked a well. It'll be a bit before we need that. But yeah, just like with the mines, if you're out mining copper and tin and that kind of stuff, it'll actually come back every season. Why am I so damn heavy? There, just drop that. Yeah, I'm thirsty, I get that. The other thing that I like about living in this location, a number of the starter storyline quests, they give you free food and free drinks and stuff like that, so you really don't need to focus on your own sustainability right off the bat. Trying to build in this area really does put... It takes a lot off your mind, which can be kind of nice. Well, you can go around picking up the stones off the floor, but until you get the inspector mode thing, you can't detect them. So, you know, I find that, you know, doing it this way, it can get more faster. Man, I almost pulled a Valheim on myself there. Oh, that would have been fun. Get hit by a tree live. My biggest problem in the early game is always the weight. Like, I keep making like, oh wait, why can't I carry more stuff? I'm so used to carrying, you know, 1,000 trees in my pocket. Yeah, that is also the thing. If you're in a stone-rich area, you know, you can just walk along and just snag them. But there's certain areas that I've found where there just aren't a lot of rocks. So I just go and pick them and, you know, get the pickaxe out for them. I don't know why I keep using the inspector mode. I don't have the ability. But I actually noticed when I was doing my lake series, I kept having to run and grab more rocks. So there weren't a lot of just loose boulders or just loose pebbles and stuff on the ground where I was trying to build. So there was that huge mountain that was behind me. I kept having to run up into there to go get the rocks that I needed. What do we got here? Right there. I don't know, sometimes the geography... This 1,000... I was so miserable, I never wanted to chop another tree again after that. Oh, man. And it was the only time that I ever had to turn off the carry weight. Because there's no way that you're going to be able to carry that, even with animals or whatever. Oh, man, that took... I envisioned that taking a season or two, and it took like a year. But yeah, so getting him off the floor can be faster, but it's also, you know, because it depends on the numbers. Like I was getting, 3s and 4s when I was using the pickaxe. You can do it faster if you're getting them off the ground, but you're also not going to get any limestone. Oh, geez. Yeah, that was rough. That was so rough with the 1,000 log challenge. It was like one of the few achievements that I don't actually have for this yet. And he took them. That was the worst part. I could not believe that he took them. Oh, yes, living in a maple area is the best. Like, that is such a benefit when you can live in an area that has maple trees. 'Cause, I mean, everything takes the same amount of swings to take down. A maple tree, a fir tree, whatever that you've got access to. They take the same amount of swings, but if you're getting only 2 logs or 3 logs out of it instead of 4, then you're really kind of shooting yourself in the foot on what your durability usage is. I'm just piling up crap at this point. We need more rocks. Yeah, he even said, he's like, oh, I didn't actually expect you to do it. Well, I didn't really expect me to do it either. Can I have those? Because they could be useful in building my town. Frickin' guy actually took the 1,000 logs. Jerk. Actually, you know what? If I get enough survival stuff, we can get the inspector mode. That is one thing that I kind of try to spam real quick, is just picking up crap that I don't even want just to get the survival XP, to get the inspector mode. I don't want to... whatever. Yeah, right here. The ability to get straw is... It was one of the things that I didn't think that I was going to have an issue with when I went out to that lake. I was like, oh, straw's everywhere. Straw's on every body of water. Well, in that one, it was only in one corner, which I totally did not expect. There we are. Oh, sure. Ah, crap. Yeah, we're gonna... okay. You know, it's funny, sometimes I'll forget what the lower level ones are. Like, oh, is that a tier 2 skill, or could I have that right now, or... Yeah, Sean. Yeah, I could definitely see it that you would, because you could get a ton of extraction. You can get a ton of extraction XP out of it, and then all that metal sells. It sucks that you can't refine it into anything, because, you know, getting the blacksmith is kind of far down the line. But yeah, that would be a good chunk of cash right quick. Come on, give me another point, would you? Okay, I can try to sell this game. Do you like a brutally difficult survival game, or do you like a more chill out, relax, I had a long day type of a game? Because this can do both if you want it. Also, do you like the first-person survival mentality, and have you ever played SimCity? Alright, this can be a way laid back, you know, start a family, raise a farm, maintain your village. It can be a very easy, way easy going game. You know, just you building your townsfolk houses, building up your infrastructure. Yeah, this thing can crush you or be the most, I had a long day, I want to chill out and not have to think. Like, it can do both beautifully. Alright, am I still heavy? Man, you give me resource storage, I don't have my damn house up yet. Alright, more rocks? More rocks. If I remember correctly, there should be a good chunk of loose ones over on this side. Oh, hey, free stuff. Actually, Dinkers is going to make fun of me because she always says, oh, you have boy think, meaning you know, I always have to crank every game up as hard as it can possibly go, and, you know, I get myself frustrated and everything. I'm probably going to restart it. A new random location, redo the same stats, the same, you know, double speed stat drain, the same 1.5 extra power consumption, all that, and then just do a new location. It feels like a loss to me, you know? After going through the hardcore crater, I just feel like, no, I know I can do this. I know I can get it. Honestly, well, it's funny. I was just talking about Planet Crafter. I like games that, you know, are made by developers that play the game the way you want. You know, play the game how you want it to be. I mean, here we go. Let's take a look at this. So, every year in the spring, you got to pay taxes. Co-op is coming. It's coming in December 16th, 12th, 18th, something like that. It's very soon, December something. But the settings on this, you have a buildings limit. So right now, I can only build, because of my situation here, yeah, I can only get one building. Once I get some of the chapters moving, I'll be able to get like 5 or 10. Right, I'm sorry. Yeah, all of the controller prompts that you're going to see on the right-hand side, yeah, I'm not actually on a console. I am on Steam, so I'm going to get it in December, and then the console people are going to get it January, February area, yeah. It was the same with Star Sand, actually. Star Sand's another toplets game, and I was fielding questions about, wait, why does your thing do this and why does it do that? It took me a while to register that I was on a more advanced version than other people were able to play, because I was on PC and not on console. But yeah, so there's a building limit with how many buildings a game will allow you to have. All you gotta do is slide the bar. So you can make more if you want to. Every year in the spring, the game starts in the spring, so you won't have to pay it the first one. But every year in the spring, you gotta pay taxes based on how many buildings you have. You can dial that down or dial it up as much as you want. I was playing one of my playthroughs. It was 200% on everything. The taxes were up to 200%. The animal needs and the townsfolk needs were all at 200%. So it was this crazy struggle to try to get everything taken care of. You know, so there's customization all over the place. Even fast building. So if I click this, and you know how I was swinging away with the hammer here, if I get 3 rocks, it'll just, bam, one swing, and it'll be done. So this game can be played just any which way you want it to be. You can even turn off the poisoning. You get hot in the summer, and you get cold in the winter. There's a modification where you can turn that off, too. Wait, where did I turned on the fast building. I'm going to turn it back off. Oh, you can even turn the bandits off for the people who are looking for no combat, kick your feet up, chill out kind of a thing. Turn the bandits off completely. Yeah, I did see that. There was a new map coming for the co-op, which it does kind of make sense because this map with more than one person, that's going to get kind of tight. Like, I would imagine that the second map that they're going to be making is probably going to be a bit bigger. Oh, yeah, I know, food and water. That's fine, I'll just, I think the first quest that I'm getting is The uncle's friend, he gives you some stuff. You go to the bartender, you get some beers, and I think she gives you like a pie or something. So that's part of the reason that I always like to live here. You know, if I'm having an easy game, you know, because you can just gimmick a little bit of free food and drinks right off the bat. Wow, where's all the loose rocks? Yeah, I'm sure a number of people are. I play on like some pretty stupid F-off difficulties, and then I kind of play a little fast and loose with it too. What am I carrying? Besides rocks? Well, okay, yeah, that is a lot of stones. You know, I was thinking about that actually, Sean. Like having once the co-op drops, you know, having like a once a week kind of thing, like, oh hey, let's go nuts and just build something stupid here, you know? That does actually sound like a lot of fun. Oh, somebody asked if I had a Discord. And I made one. There's nothing there yet, but it's a work in progress, like everything else that I do for this site. But yeah, I did actually make a Discord. So yeah, if I did that, I'd probably put something like that on Discord. Oh right, all the other stupid stuff. Here, give me this. Spear, knife. Where'd I put all those sticks? No, it's straw. I don't want straw. There we go. Hi. And there's that. There we go. Now I can at least walk around again. Rocks. Usually I try to be a little bit better to Rasimir. Actually get him to bed once in a while, but... Oh, really? I thought that there were... You know, I thought that there were blue chests back there. I couldn't remember if there was blue chests or... Well, actually, now that I think about it, there are some blue chests that are scripted. So... Like the waterfall chests, those ones are pre-scripted, so they'll only ever be like that equipment stuff. Yeah, I kind of thought about that. Oh, free stuff. Always love free stuff in your first year. Even if it's just crappy wheat. Alright, well I can't see crap, so I'm going to bed. Oh, okay, Dinkers. Yes, the link will be in the comments when I think to do that. I think it's on the About tab. Like, if you go over to the About section, I think there's a thing for Discord. But yeah, I will definitely put it down at the bottom. Come on, man, I need like 2 rocks. Yes, free stuff is great whatever year it is, but yes, always like the free stuff. Yeah, I've been reading a lot of people, like, taking guesses and stabs at the lore of it. Because there's that Ziodan guy. Like Ziodan, you see his story and his like his remnants and stuff all over the place. He was the guy that made it all the way out to the crater. You know, I was actually kind of thinking about that. About doing like a season, but chopping it up. The thing is, I know there's a couple of people who would be interested in that, but I think more people are more interested in the actual finished product, is what I'd be afraid of. The lore piece for Planet Crafter that I'm most interested in is, when are we going to get off the planet? You know, like when have we served our time? When are we considered done? And we have our sentence commuted. Bonnie. Oh, that was a rip-off, man. That went right through your ear. Oh, Top and Stick, if you like this, you'll love that one too. It's got basically all the same stuff. You know, you can really dial it back and have a chill out experience. You can make that thing just absolutely crush your soul. Like, it is very, very cool. There is absolutely no hostility in it though. No space monsters, no bandits, no wild animals, nothing. It is literally the zenith of man versus the elements. Man, I'm just gonna chase you down and stab you then. Where'd you go? I was gonna be cool about it and throw it at you, but now you're just being a jerk. In front of people. Alright, never mind. There we go. Yay! Yes, Division. There are definitely enough games that survival enough is its own challenge. I'm running into that with Valheim. Like, I've had times where I'm not even trying to do anything big or anything fancy. I'm just trying to, like, let me go get copper without being annihilated every 4 minutes. Okay, I could make like a secondary channel where less refined, less edited stuff went up. Who am I talking to? You. Yes, hi. And you have free food, which is great because we're getting low. That sounds amazing, thank you. And then I think you tell me about the thing, the shipment, right? Yeah, chilling and building can definitely be a good stream. Especially if it's the right kind of a game. Like, actually, this and Planet Crafter, those are really great games to just, you know, you can get aesthetic, or you can get really challenging, or you can get, you know, I've seen some crazy buildings out of both of those games that are actually photogenic. Like, they look like they were planned out, really beautiful, like an actual architect designed this kind of thing. Oh my, that game. Yeah, you're going out for like a shopping trip. Like, oh, I just need some copper and tin. Oh, nope, here comes trolls. Okay. I'm gonna skip through this because we have actually one person in the audience that has not played this, so we're just gonna super fast skip. If you do actually buy the game, which I highly recommend that you do buy the game, make sure you actually do read all this, because the story in this is beautifully well written. Like, it is such an engaging, really compelling story, albeit a bit on the short side. It is short. Yeah, Sean, my narration would probably have to be a little bit less. I mean, I think at the best of times, my narration is questionable. Oh, you actually gave me food too, right? Ah, there we go. Oh, wait. See, perfect. Who's worried about food? Yeah, actually, if you're new to it, then my 200% everything, my hard mode series would probably be the best. Because in the Cabin by the Lake series, I did the same thing. I just skipped over everything, and I think even made jokes about a few spoilers here and there. Oh, another rabbit. Oh, right. The next chapter, we just gotta wait, essentially. Is there anything I can do until then? Yeah, I should probably build that resource storage, honestly. Alright, give me... And where did I put all this straw? There we go. Well, thank you, Van. As Dinkers is common to point out, I overthink frequently, regularly. It's, I think it's my natural state of being, is just a normal, everyday overthink. Also, this is live, so I can't, you know, I can't re-deliver a line and then cut out the awkward pause in the middle and then, oh no, that sounded stupid, you should have said it this way, and then just re-say it, and then, oh hey, look at that, everything edited out beautifully. No, not services, what are you doing? Alright, there shouldn't be... Oh, come on, you're green for a second. Come on, cut it out. There we go. Or that, when I'm finicking back and forth. That is horrifically crooked. What have you done? No. We're not embarrassing ourselves like that in front of people. Yeah, like, this kind of stuff is definitely things that I always cut out. Trying to finick my controller into exactly the position. But see, this is also another reason why I prefer controller over mouse and keyboard. You know, because I can get it exactly right where I want it. Oh, we need so many freaking rocks now. Also, I should probably sell off... Yeah. I'm never going to use this wheat or those hop plants. Man, the tree seedlings, they sell for so much. You can get a ton of cash off of that real early in the game. You know, it's funny, this was supposed to be a, like... I was anticipating answering questions of people, and it turned out to be just starting a new game.
I've got it.
Don't need that, don't need that. Oh, yeah, definitely don't need these beers. Yeah, and it's funny, the more that I record and edit and upload this game, I keep really trying to polish that. Because the way that I play most games, it's more of a efficiency and function over form and like that. So this game has really stretched me out of my comfort zone to make things aesthetic. You know, wonder about how the town would flow, wonder about how the townsfolk are going to actually use the roads that are here or the roads that I'm going to make for them. You know, so it's really pushed me outside my comfort zone in a really fun way. I know. I remember in the 200% series, Sean, yeah, people were so bent that I was putting the stairs into the water. And I'm like, well, from where I live, most people have a set of stairs going right down to water, and then they'll have a dock section or whatever. You know, and you unfortunately cannot make a dock in this game. At least not yet, anyway. I don't know if that's on the table or in the cards or anything, but until we can make a dock section, then yeah, my layout for that town didn't make the most amount of sense. Oh man, I hadn't even thought about this. Is the controller noise coming through bad? I don't actually hear it myself because of the headphones, but I kind of can't tell if there's a lot of controller click. Oh, yeah, I was thinking about... That one was challenging. Like, I really was going back and forth on how to orient that. Since the slope of that lake, it was such a steep angle that I wasn't able to put really anything on it. Like, nothing was going to go there. So... I know, Dinkers. Always overthinking, I know. But yeah, I was thinking about how to work that section of lake, and I was like, the road looks cool, and it's got like kind of a beach feel to it, but at the same time, it was like, yeah, it does kind of also feel a bit like wasted space. And like you were saying, I wanted to have the house on the water, and then the road be, you know, where it was. It just didn't work out quite. The way that the houses would have had to have laid would have been strange, and they wouldn't have come out right. Man, why is it not doing it live? Do you have any idea what a pain in the ass it is to edit out the controller noises on an actual video? I suppose we should be thankful, though. And also, that, you know, the person that asked, why do I use a controller? I'm able to flip through the menus faster. Like, I know how to bring up the radial wheel, I know how to switch, you know, between the tools and stuff. I don't know, it just... Since, the 80s and 90s, I've just felt comfortable with a controller in my hand. Or more comfortable with a controller in my hand than with a mouse and keyboard in my hand, I suppose. Oh, man, listen. Sticks. Wait, 2? Really? Thank you, Dinkers. Well, okay, you also prepped me for this. You're quite a coach and teacher and mentor and confidant and etc., etc. There we go, that's what's up. Give me this. Thank you. There we are. Man, this one and the Hunter's Sense, you just don't realize how incredibly valuable they are until they're gone. Like, that is probably the most taken advantage of skill in the entire game. Yep, getting right back into the building and the hammer breaks. That is the most classic setup for this. And then, aw crap, I dropped my sticks and I can't make another hammer. No, mouse and keyboard... Listen, I have never jumped out of a gyrocopter in 7 Days to Die, alright? E and W are right next to each other. But you know what? Y and right trigger, they're nowhere near each other. Yeah, Tubbin Sense. I was talking about that a little earlier. They, I think they realized that the audience was valuing the multiplayer more than the Armor and Sigil or Armor and Crest or whatever it's called. So yeah, because Armor and Crest was supposed to be before Armor and Crest was supposed to be before the multiplayer got done, but I guess there was such a clamor for multiplayer that they altered their timetables. I know you can change keybinds, but then when you change one keybind, it changes everything else, because the keybind for Accelerate in 7 Days to Die is also the same key that you would press to swing an axe or to, you know, shoot. And then the interact button, you know, for everything on a console, but anything that's on controller, the interact is usually like Y or maybe A. You know, so it just makes sense that it's in different contexts. It's like the controller wraps around whatever context you're using it in. Except for Planet Crafter. Sometimes that one really throws my head off, and I'm like, wait, if I'm in a container versus if I'm in the field, you know, what does this button do or that button? Yeah, right? Yeah, you use the mouse button. Yeah, because left click is swing, and right click is aim, right? So if you've got a firearm, you shoot with left click and you aim down sights with right click, right? I think. No, I actually was super excited about the banner and crest, or armor and crest, armor and sigil. I keep saying them differently every time. But I was super excited about the Armor and Sigil, mostly because, you know, I don't actually have anybody to play with yet. I mean, hopefully I might have a YouTuber that, you know, uploads things that I might be able to play with here soon. But until we get that, until I can play with her, the Armor and Sigil thing actually interested me more. But I can see the wider arc and the wider swath of people probably want the multiplayer first. Yeah, I'm sure multiplayer... Why did you do that? I don't even know if I'm building anything there. Yeah, multiplayer, from what I understand, and I've seen it in Planet Crafters Discord, I've seen it in Medieval Dynasty, I've seen it in so many that are currently single player but that have multiplayer on the roadmap. All the developers have said the same thing. Like, we want this, we know that our players want it, we're going to work on it, but of all the things that you want, that is the hardest thing for us to give you. It always seems to be, every developer says that, like, this is the hard one. Multiplayer just... And it stands to reason. You know, there's bit rates and data transfer and, you know, consistency and making sure that what you're looking at is what I'm also looking at. Also, that's a lot more rendering. Right now, if you do the Planet Crafter mod, there's a mod that you can force it to be multiplayer. If you go and do that mod, everybody's just a disembodied hand. Like, it's just a hand holding your tool. And you don't have a head, you don't have any body or anything like that. Because they didn't have to. Like, they didn't have to render all that because it's a single player first person game. Yeah, that is such a point of contention, Sea-Dog. Because there's so many people that are like, oh, I like that there's no combat. I like that I'm not having armies come and invading me and I can just run my town and chill out. And there's other ones that want, oh, what is that? It was, there was a title that came out not too long ago. And I'm trying to think of the name of it. But there was this medieval, city builder, but you were rising through the ranks and actually like became the king of that country and stuff. And certain people were trying to make it into that game, and I don't know, like this is a unique one because it doesn't have that army building niche. So it's tough because I can definitely see how people would want that. And then I can also definitely see why people would try to avoid that and be like, no, let me have my fun little medieval SimCity kind of an experience. Yes. Well, see, that's what I was thinking with the armor and sigil thing. Because there is no armor in this game. You can make weapons, but you cannot make armor. So that was kind of what I was hoping was I'd be able to actually be able to walk. What the hell am I carrying? But yeah, that's what I was kind of looking for was, with some of the crazy, stupid challenge modes that I like to play at, I could crank everything up to 300%, but if I was good with the production, then, I can get a blacksmith and I can make some bronze armor or copper armor and I can go out and, really go hardcore on the bandit fighting or something. Are we seriously done with the logs? I'm gonna be so annoyed if I'm done with the logs and wasn't paying attention. Also, I want to know what the sigils are for. Our armor is pretty self-explanatory. You take less damage when a bear bites you. But what are the sigils going to even be, or crests? Was it sigil or crest? I keep getting those two mixed up, and I know that they've said it a number of times, but... Yeah, that was a cool addition that they did, was making the bandit life and the animal life separate. I definitely dig that they did that. Because they should be a differentiation, And it did strike me as kind of odd that when I put enemy HP... I know, I see it. I was actually just thinking that, like, as I looked out the corner and I'm like hearing Rasmir licking his lips, and okay, somebody's gonna say it. He'll be okay. Just give me a sec. But that's why you live near Gustovia, because then you get all that free food, because it's just easy to get the quest done. But get out of here. Alright, cool. Yeah, the crests. Yeah, what do they do? What are they for? Like that, I really want to know what that's all about. There, everything's fine. Now, that would be one that I wouldn't imagine was difficult for them. You know, because they've got differently programmed AI. You know, like the AI for the bandits is just going to be go right up and attack. Like they're not gonna play possum. They're not gonna play games, like the way that some of the yellow animals do. Like, what? I want those. No, I want the sticks. Because like there's the bobcats and the foxes and I think a few others. When you do the inspector mode, they come up with that orangish yellow. So they won't be hostile unless you attack them. And then if you do too much damage, they run away, but then they run away for a little bit and then come back. The bandits, they're just full tilt, kill, kill, kill. Yeah, it really did happen quick. Like when they said that they were going to separate the two to give more customization to the game, like that really did happen fast. Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought I recognized your icon actually in the Steam section. Well, Tuppence Sense, tell Goldie I said hi. Rarely, but occasionally. I'm sad to admit that I used to be far, far more red than I am currently. Nowadays, it's actually kind of a rare occasion for me to read. Where'd I put all the damn straw? I had a whole ton of straw over here somewhere, didn't I? There we go. Hi. Oh, you absolute moron. You did the exact same thing that you did in the lake, and now it's buried forever. You absolute blockhead. Man, it's one thing to do it, but then to do it again and not learn the first lesson. God damn it. Yeah, I was going to say, I've definitely seen your icon, and I was trying to place it, too, because I've seen you pop up in comments section, and I'm like, why do I recognize that? Well, if they're, looking to do any kind of, sponsored stuff there, Tuppence Sense, I'm sure you'll drop them by name, right? Yeah, me learning lessons the slow, painful, hard way. Oh, that's... blockhead. Amazing. Yeah, but Sean, was there something in particular that you were going to ask me about? Man. Huh. Where's the sticks? Because when I do read, I am actually quite the Orwell fan. I've read a lot of his stuff. And, I've read a good chunk of Fyodor Dostoevsky. But like I said, I haven't read much of anything recently. Oh wait, what? You can just cold call them? Like, hey, I upload videos. Can we be friends? Michael Crichton, that sounds super familiar. Okay, so yeah, so he'll build around actual historical fact or science fact or whatever, and then stretch it to maybe less plausible but possible type of things. That actually sounds like a very cool way of story construction. Okay, well, at least I have somewhere to store my junk. Oh, we're frozen again. Okay, that's probably why I recognized. I was like, yeah, I know that name. Now, was Jurassic Park a book before it was a movie, or like it was he wrote the screenplay for the movie? Because I don't remember hearing anything about, you know, an actual novelized version of it. Oh, that's going to drive me bonkers. That's going to be the first... You know what? Just don't look at it. Just don't look at it, just like you don't look at the rot that's under your bed. Oh, man. You know, I actually watched her video on the 1,000-point arrow so many times before I got that, like, just lucky shot. I could not believe that I got that. But yeah, I remember her being... She was on top of she was on top of Mount Everest over there. And she launches this arrow, and she must have gotten like 4,000 points off it. It was insane. I was like, how the hell did you do that? Oh, so it was actually a book first. I did not know that. Now I'm curious. Like now I actually do want to look into Jurassic Park the book. I had no idea this was a thing. No, she couldn't see the target. She shot that blind. She just knew where the target was, shot it blind, and just knew the arrow drop and like I could not believe it. It was so nuts. I had a direct line of sight and I barely got it. Yeah, that timeline thing sounds really cool. Like I'm definitely curious about that. All right, we need to survive for a season. Is there anything else that I want to build? Let me just get another point there. Oh, right. Gotta get that. All right. Oh, we have access to this. All right, killer. That and the hunting lodge are... Honestly, the woodshed and the hunting lodge are pretty much all you really need. You can have a perfectly fine, successful, thriving town with just the two of them. You know, so what if everybody's eating beef jerky for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? That's fine. You'll be fine with that. Oh, Andromeda Strain I have actually heard of. I haven't checked it out myself, but I have heard amazing things about that. No, it's not under production. It's under extraction, you idiot. Well, I don't think I've ever put this building in this spot. You know what, Dinkers? I was totally going to leave that up to you. I don't know. I mean, I would assume if I called it after a single season, that would be short, right? That's too short, right? Man, I don't know. Well, I mean, I'm also not Lainey, who does this for like 14 hours and then still keeps on trucking. Also, being the one that's actually talking versus being the one that's just sitting there watching, very, very different shoe on different foot. Have I been here for 2 hours already? Wait, what time is it? Oh wow, yeah, it's 3 o'clock, isn't it? All right, well, we gotta at least get the chapter or season thing taken care of here. Log and straw. Wow, I actually had no idea. Well, I suppose it's true what they say, time flies when you're having fun. And this game is very, very fun. And, you know, I really do hope that you were able to talk your friend into picking this up. Because, you know, there's just so many developers out there that say, play the game the way that we want you to play it. And if they find that there's, you know, a bug or an exploit or something like that, they go out of their way and at great lengths to patch it. Where, you know, stuff like RenderCube and MyJu, you know, they say, we want people to have as much fun as possible with our game. And I know I'm playing Medieval Dynasty and I should be talking about Medieval Dynasty, and I keep talking about Planet Crafter. But does anybody remember when you couldn't make the pulsar quartz? And then that lasted exactly 1 day? Like, there was literally 1 day that you couldn't make the pulsar quartz, and they said, oh, we're so sorry, and they immediately brought it back. Like, that is a developer that shows a player-first mentality, you know? And MyJu and RenderCube are just all about that. Okay, Sean, like, that is a cool premise. Like, when it's got just enough science in its fiction to make it plausible, you know, to make it like a potentially, you know, this could theoretically be true, you know, if we knew enough or had more info. I always like that when, you know, it's not science fiction, it's not science fact, it's science possible, maybe. Oh, good deal, good deal. I hope you guys have a blast on that then. I'm chomping at the bit for co-op. I mean, I'm chomping at the bit for that armor because, you know, that has got me thinking about an entire host of new season ideas or new series ideas, you know, going it alone and being like a police force. Actually, maybe I could incorporate that into what you guys were talking about with just the wife and the kid. Like, maybe I could be Batman. When the armor comes out, I'm going to be Batman. And I'm going to go around with my shiny bronze armor, and I'm going to clean up the valley. Alright, what else am I doing here? Have woodshed. We should probably get another house. Yeah, the placement of my house wasn't stellar, but it's not terrible. Also, if this is starting to look a little similar to that first big town that I was showing off, I've made this village a couple of times, so I'm able to kind of do this one on autopilot a little bit. So I know roundabouts where the road is going to line up and how it's going to look, and I mean, there are some nuanced differences, like I wouldn't normally have put that log shed there. Like the woodshed I usually put further back down, just because I like the graphic of it. So when a townsfolk is assigned there, they'll walk over, get dressed, and they'll pull out an axe and start chopping down trees. It's all for show, and it's all, you know, it's all demo only, you know, they don't actually bring down any trees. But if there's no trees in the vicinity for them to chop at, they'll just stand there and lean up against a wall all day. And I just like watching them chop at trees, even if it is futile. Hey Sylvan, thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, I did alive. I took the plunge, and I panicked briefly, but I got over it. Okay, yeah, science going to be. Like, I've definitely seen a lot of cool, science possibilities. I mean, hell, Star Trek. Star Trek was one of those ones. It was up there with The Simpsons as far as, the things that they predicted were going to happen, and then did happen. There's all those memes about The Simpsons predicting everything, but yeah, Star Trek predicted a lot of stuff, and it's very cool when they're able to get that accurate with things. No, I definitely hear that. No, Sea-Dog, yeah, and the miners too. Because the miners, especially if you get 6 of them and they're all pretty good at their job, they come back with 5 times as much copper as what actually exists in the cave. They're like, how did you come back with 800 copper this season? Like, there doesn't exist out there. Oh crap, we're out of logs. Always out of something. Well, thank you. Terrifying at first, but, well, anybody who's seen a video knows that I do that overthink thing, and, I'm always trying to be like, oh, is this how this is supposed to look? Is this how it's supposed to sound? Hell, I actually didn't even expect anybody to be here. I expected it to be me and Dinkers just talking about, 7 Days to Die or something. Thank you so much, Tuppence Sense. And I actually was joking about the Goldie thing, but thank you so much. I'm actually a really huge fan of hers. So thank you so much for coming. Although, here is one little piece of bragging rights that I do have. Goldie featured me on the Reddit. I don't remember which video it was, but they were putting together like a list of how-tos. So they went through a bunch of different people on YouTube, and they were looking at who was getting concise answers and this and that. And one of my videos on, I think it was the icons, like what all the icons in the upper left mean and what all the icons in the lower left mean. And she actually put me in a list of like tutorial type stuff, and I was completely blown away. So I was a little proud of that. Dinkers, I didn't expect half that. Yeah, Martin, this is my first ever live. I have never done this before, so totally outside my comfort zone. But that's how you grow, right, Dinkers? Oh, I should probably eat before somebody yells at me. I do have that habit. Good enough. There we go. No, I should probably sell the bowl too at some point, but whatever. Yeah, thank you, Martin. I always get worried when I'm making a series, you know? Because like the one-off videos, those are time-consuming, but I usually know that they're going to do fairly well. In a series, though, there's so much less under my control, you know, and I always worry about how it's going to go and how interesting or entertaining it's going to be. Listen, Sea-Dog, it's medieval Dynasty. It's not Planet Crafter. It's not like I'm going to suffocate. Listen to how chill this music is. Like, we've got Vivaldi strings going on and angelic choirs and everything. Everything's cool, man. We don't have techno where a meteor's going to come down and smash me in the face and I'm starving to death and I can't breathe and everything like that. No, we're fine. It's the peaceful valley. Oh god, that game. I still don't understand. Like, I came close. I came so close to being like, listen, F this. If I want my face bashed in, I'll just go play The Long Dark. And at least I know where I'm walking in The Long Dark. But, oh man, I came close a couple times. And then, actually, it was comments. Like, people, I said, like, oh my god, I see why people rage quit this or something. And I got comments that said, oh, no, stick with it. It gets more fun and it gets better. And, people were saying that they were entertained by it. And entertained by my just absolutely hair-ripping frustration. So, it's like, all right, I'll stick with it. I got to babbling, and I don't even remember what I walked over here for. I know it's either sticks, rocks, or logs, and I have no idea what the hell I walked over there for. Oh, it was logs. Because of course it was. I am getting more confident in Valheim. The random world generation. Like, Dinkers can back me up on this one. 7 Days to Die has some real borked, janky world generation. It's gotten dramatically better in recent years, but you used to be driving along on a mini bike or a bicycle or something, and there'd just be a sheer cliff, and you just drop. Or a town would form, and there'd be a more than 45-degree angle, either going up or down, because a stamp got placed in the middle of a mountain somehow. My random world generation in Valheim is... I don't like it. I think I got a raw deal on some stuff. And it made sense because I was getting comments like, oh, yeah, if the swamp isn't X amount wide, then, you'll get like the tree stands and stuff. Like, you get some of the buildings, but you won't actually get the crypts. And the crypts are the important part. This is the most important part of the swamp, is the damn crypts. You can get the freaking iron. So they were looking at my map and seeing like, oh yeah, the swamp is too narrow in this section, and it's too narrow to spawn a crypt. So you're just gonna have to keep going and looking for more. And I was like, oh, all right. Okay, so I am glad that it wasn't me. Like, I was feeling bad. I'm thinking to myself, man, why can I not find any of this stuff? Like, why is it so hard for me to find some damn iron? I was sailing along in one of the off-camera parts, and I found this strip. It was... I could see the other side. It was so narrow. So I was looking at this strip of swamp, and I'm like, I can see right into the plains or whatever, right there. I just could not get over how narrow of some of these swamp strips were. I know dev commands, just like I can turn off the weight in this game. It's not my style, especially if I'm going into a game blind, or going into a game that I've never played before. Like, I can't activate cheat mode when I've never played it before. In this one, I've got almost as many hours in this as I've got into 7 Days to Die, at least on console, or on PC anyway. So for this one, I'll monkey with settings, I'll monkey with, the carry weight or the tax ratio or that kind of stuff. I have no problem monkeying with it in this game, but I've never played Valheim before, so I wanna do it legit, I guess. And apparently I'm doing it with some weird challenge because I haven't made a shield. And then somebody said that they wanted to see me go through the entire game without making a shield. So now it's kind of become my own personal quest of, yeah, all right, I'm going to beat Valheim without blocking. Because I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah, exploration is... Oh, man. And I did actually... I don't want to do any spoilers, but I went for a sail, and my luck started to turn eventually. But yeah, the exploration in that is just so hard. Oh, so what? You would unblocking... So wait, you would uncover like the entire map and then hide it from yourself again? Like, oh, so let me take a sneak peek to see if there's any swamp over in that direction so I don't waste an hour and a half sailing. Oh man, sailing is so rough. I mean, that big boat that I've got now, that thing screams. But in the raft or in the first boat, sailing was a bit of a chore. Like, it was fun, but it just took forever. So wait, you don't think I can get through the entire game without blocking? I mean, I did just beat the third guy, and the only thing I did with him was I did dodges. I didn't do any blocking, but I did do some dodges. Dinkers, we should play this. Or, well, we should play this, yes, but we should play Valheim. Why? What's so fun about blocking? I mean, okay, you take less damage, but if I dodge and roll out of the way, I'll take no damage. No damage is better than less damage, right? I'm looking down at my phone to read chat, and I walked right off a dock. Good. Yeah, Dinkers, people want to see multiplayer Valheim. It's fun. Besides, I was actually commenting on this. I think the game is intended for multiplayer. I don't think that game was designed with a single player in mind. You know, 7 Days to Die, that's got enough mechanics where, you know, single versus multi, it still is a viable way either way. But Valheim's frickin' rough if you're by yourself. Wait, kill them on the shield? Oh yeah, I checked out your Steam hours. There's some games that you have a lot of frickin' hours in. And then yeah, I saw that you also had Valheim, and you had like 4 hours in it. Alright, fine, Sea-Dog, you did it single player, I'm gonna do it single player, and I'm not gonna carry a shield. Yeah. And then Dinkers is gonna make fun of me for boythink. Turtle? No, Sylvan, I haven't. I haven't looked anything up. Like, I've been trying to do totally non-spoiler anything so that, you know, I totally get the jump scare when I go into someplace, like when I walked into the plains for the first time and that horrific music and the trumpets and everything scared the hell out of me and then I wanted to cry. So, no, a turtle. I'm assuming that's probably something in the ocean, like in the actual labeled as ocean biome, right? Like, I'm assuming that's probably where it is. I met the frickin' serpent. That wasn't fun. Thank you. Yeah, I was trying to get better at the role while I was in mid combat with the ooze guy. You know, it's funny. I was actually not expecting an ooze. You know, with everything being like Draugr and skeleton and stuff like that. I mean, maybe I just didn't look at the outline very well. The outlines on those stones are not very descriptive. You know, so the first one being a deer, that one was pretty self-explanatory. The second one being a tree, I had no idea what to take of that weird stone carving. And then the third one, I actually expected it to be a Draugr or something. So when it came out to be an ooze, I'm like, man, I have been beating the tar out of your friends for like a week here. What are you doing? I know, right? So that's part of why I've been avoiding spoilers and the like what's coming up next is because I think the reaction to it is really the fun part. And then, you know, seeing somebody who's not played it before figure out, okay, I know that yellow numbers mean this and the gray numbers mean that, and, you know, getting the damage types right and that kind of stuff, like the figuring and the puzzling, you know, being able to be dropped into a game you've never played before. Oh, crap, are you serious? You did the plank roof on that? This is what you get for not paying attention. This is what you get for not paying attention. I totally thought that I was doing... whatever. Oh, and apparently I did miss something in the swamp. That giant tree thing that I was terrified of. Apparently I was supposed to take that thing down and it's got stuff. But apparently it had a bunch of anti-poison stuff, which I'm kind of beyond anti-poison at this point. So I don't know if I'll ever go back and kill one of those giant tree things. I don't really see too big of a need for it. Yeah, that's where we're at now. So the third guy is done, and now I'm on a massive hunt for snow because the only 2 spots of snow that I've got mapped out are tiny. So I'm thinking, or at least I'm fearful that, you know, the stuff that I'm going to be left with, you know, I'll be left with the same situation for the Iron Quest. Yay! Alright, we need a hammer. Wait, you say the armor is nice but not essential. Man, for me, it was crazy. I was getting crushing blows with my weapons. For me, my weapons were great, but it was the armor that was my issue. Okay, yeah, we definitely want that, so we can get the 50% back from destroying something if I need it. And we definitely need that. God, Mule is like the most important frickin' skill in this game. Well, no, the sensing ones are the most important. Oh man, listen, they're gonna be able to work with, yeah, do this. That's fine. They can have a thatch roof for a minute. It is funny though, my first stream ever, and I was supposed to be doing, you know, Beautiful Dynasty, and then now we've talked about literally every game. Oh, yeah, wolves. I don't want to go too into it, but I was not impressed. The Draugr I was much more impressed with than I was with the wolves. I know, and I know everybody's been really cool about not spoiling the animal taming thing. You know, trying to let me figure it out for myself. I'm not really sure where to start on that, and I may actually end up looking it up. But I love that it's like, this is one thing that nobody has spoiled for me. It's been really cool. So yeah, I have been really digging that people have been avoiding, you know, too many spoilers, because like I said, I really am trying to go into this as blind as possible. Oh, it's a golem. That'll be fun. I'm sure it'll be the next troll that I constantly whine and cry about. Damn it, I'm reading and I'm talking and running my mouth, and I just made a whole bunch of planks that I totally don't need. Because I just changed the frickin'... Oh my god. Focus, idiot. What do we need? We just need rocks, right? Is it the only thing I'm looking for now is stones? Oh, the events? Yeah, like the ground is shaking and stuff like that. No, I've seen people turn those off because they are kind of a hassle. But I mean, yeah, but I see what you're saying, because same here. I like to play the game, you know, as intended as well, with every challenge and every, you know, nuance and every unexpected. You know, because I wasn't really aware that there was going to be a new challenge after every boss fight. So now that the third guy is dead, you know, I'm worried, like, oh god, what's coming after me now after the ground is shaking? You know, so now I'm worried, oh, what's the next big threat going to be? So I can definitely see where you would want to play it as intended, and I can also definitely see why people would want that to just go away. I know base defenses are a thing, and I know that there's that, like, spiked wall. What? It's like a rampart or something that you can make. And I've made exactly 0 of them, and I should probably make some. Alright, let's go get some poor sap to join the crew here. Wait, are we not done? No, we're not done. Oh, look at that, like a professional. It's almost like you planned it that way. Actually, I did. I am a trained professional, and I absolutely did plan it that way, and I did it live. Everyone's going to believe that. No, I have had heavy losses to trolls, man. I have had so many just heartbreaking losses to trolls. Oh. It's actually... My, look at the time. What is it, like 4? Or, 10? 9:30. Alright, we'll go get some poor sap in the morning. And we'll also have a chapter kicked off, so that'll give us Dynasty. Thank you so much for joining me in this spring in Medieval Dynasty, and I hope to see you in the summer. Good night. Yay, I'm a survivalist. Wait, the pickaxe and hoe. Are we talking about the pickaxe and the hoe for Medieval Dynasty or for Valheim? Because I have heard about the hoe, and there was this back and forth that I saw with a couple of comments about the swamp. And you could make the swamp 1,000,000 times easier by flattening out the ground, and I was like, yeah, that sounds really cool, but it also sounds cheating, and I was so hemming and hawing about that. Alright. I want a drink, and I have to go pee. So, I have this cool thing that I worked all week on. Alright, I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I'm back. Actually, it's, okay, you're gonna laugh. It's a stock Microsoft font. All of my thumbnails I make in Microsoft Paint. I'm slowly learning GIMP. Somebody told me to get GIMP for thumbnail production, and I'm slowly learning about masking layers and transparency and that kind of stuff. So I am getting into GIMP as far as like how to, like I used it a little bit for this one, for this thumbnail, so I could put the logo on top. Man, I don't have a hunting lodge. I was hoping for an extraction person. Oh, I remember Ultima. I remember Ultima on the NES, man. I was a big fan of Ultima, Chrysalis, the original Zelda. Yeah, Sea Dog, the moat. I've been told that. Or the inverse, making a stone wall around your place. Like, just take the hoe and just build up the ground. I heard that too. I don't know. I'm trying to be not gimmicky. I don't know. For me, it's weird. If it's a game that I know inside and out, then I'll gimmick the hell out of it. Like building a storage shed next to a mine so that the resources just teleport and I don't have to use, my actual carry weight. I'll gimmick this game all day long, because I know it, But going into a game blind, I try to not use the gimmicky stuff, I guess. Oh yeah, Lord of the Rings games have been around in one phase or another for ages. They got their start on PC, right? Why am I in here? I don't need to be in here. Yeah, I thought I remembered reading that somewhere where when they swing their tree club that it doesn't actually damage that type of ground. I've lost a whole crapload of trees to them though. Man, why is nobody good at extraction? You guys suck. Alright, what do I need for a frickin' hunting lodge then? Or can it even make a hunting lodge? I can make a hunting lodge. Alright, fine. There was a good hunter over there. I'll just go get a hunter. Alright, so the little pause screen, that was cool though. I mean, I know it's not as cool as Laney or Echoes. Man, when those two do live stuff, when they have to walk away for a sec, they have like full-on commercials and videos and like, their other video series and stuff that play in the background. Like, it's crazy the way that they've done that. Alright, I don't think I have any rocks. Oh, nice. Thank you so much. I was looking for something that was going to be a little on the longer side, just so that it wouldn't loop in an annoying way. And I found this. I was actually off, though. So that is, Baroque. So that's Baroque music. And for those that don't know, and believe me, I researched the hell out of this because that's just me being the overthinker that I am. Baroque music was from 1400 to 1700, and this being medieval Dynasty is between 500 and 1200. So I'm off on the music by about 200 years, and I was hoping that nobody would notice. Okay, none of these are rocks. They are all... It's all stuff that needs to go into storage, but none of that is a rock. No, give me this. There, thank you. There's one minor annoyance. It seems like the game always assumes that I want the stick or the plantain. So it makes me pick up every single stick in the way before it lets me get the rock. There we go. Dinkers. Thank you, Dinkers. That was unnecessarily kind of you. Yeah, that's something I hope you can do with every one of my videos, is learn something new every day, you know? Whether it's a mechanic in a game or, you know, all the different roles that Winona Ryder has had. Thank you so much, Dinkers, by the way. You have been exceedingly kind to me over the last month or so here. Thank you. Alright, let me at least get one person in this frickin' town here. You know, that's the coolest thing about the YouTube stuff. So it'll actually show me, like, breakdowns of people that watch, and apparently there's, like 15% of the people that watch me are from the UK. So that's very cool to me. Oh, thank you so much, Sylvan. Like that is one of my favorite comments to hear. Like that really does. You know, every time I have my like mini heart attack when I hit Alt-R and started recording. And then I actually do. I think about comments like that. So thank you so much. That is a big part of why I do this. Because see, for me, I just love video games, which, you know, unfortunately I was, you know, just asked, oh, do I read? Not nearly as much as I probably could or should. Video games are my primary source of entertainment. I used to be really big into movies, but video games have surpassed movies for me. It's surpassed television for me. And the funny thing is, you know, if I'm not playing video games, my other primary source of entertainment is actually YouTube. That's why I make so many references to other people that are on here, because, you know, they're the people that I like, to watch, and, you know, I like the presentation that they give on a game, or, you know, how they have the game showcased and teaching people different tricks that they didn't know about a game. You know, I like games. I think that they're probably the most advanced form of storytelling and expression that we have currently. Oh, Division, thank you. Division, that was very nice of you. Thank you. Yeah, international fan base, because I'm some big shot. Oh my god. Oh hey Paul, I didn't find the person that I liked or that I wanted, so I'm redirecting my focus. Now we're going for a hunter person instead of an extractor. Oh, so Sylvan, you, are you Eastern Standard Time too, or are you, what's the one that's next to that? You know, it's funny, I do get that comment because, you know, there's so many of the loud, boisterous, over-the-top personalities, and no, that's totally not me. You know, I do go for the more laid-back presentation, even when everything's going to hell around me, like when I'm having to suck down an oxygen bottle and the screen is completely blacked out, and I'm like, oh, well, this is fine. But yeah, I do like to, you know, that's just my personality, I suppose, regardless of how hard the game is or the level that I'm playing at. I don't know, I just think that there is a bit more yelling and screaming and that kind of stuff on YouTube. then I think is what's necessary. Although that's not to take away from the people that do that, because I'm also a huge fan of Jawoodle, and that guy's completely unhinged, and it works for him. Wait, Netherlands? That's awesome! What? Right, Atlantic Time. That's the one that's one step over. I think Guns, Nerds, and Steel and Genosis are Atlantic Time. Man, stupid hammer. And also stupid logs. Yeah, I honestly did not expect that. You know, obviously the brunt of it, I think it said something like, I don't know, 80%, 75%, something like that were US. But yeah, there were cool and significant percentages, 5 or 10% here or there for UK and Germany and a few others. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. And then I get to see how many people put on English subtitles, because even though I'm speaking English, I mumble and I kind of ramble. I do mumble a lot. I do that in real life too. I'm also really bassy. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not, but mumbling and having kind of a baritone voice is not really the best combination. It wreaks havoc with my my noise suppressor. Because sometimes when I'm saying like or something like that, I'm doing like those thinking noises. It ends up considering that as noise, and it starts cutting it out. Thank you. That was another weird comment that I got. This was very early on. I had only uploaded I think 10 or 12 videos. And somebody actually said, hey, if the video game thing doesn't work out for you, there's always ASMR. And I'm like, is that a good thing? Thank you, I think? Although maybe I could be a trendsetter. Maybe I could be the first video game ASM artist. Here we're going to go through our lovely peaceful valley. We're going to acquire a hunter who will get us all the wonderful leather and food that we could ever want. And we'll have roasted steaks over our campfires. Well, thank you. That is definitely one thing that I will not change. I am always changing and evolving my presentation with learning more and watching other people doing the things that I like to do and want to get better at.
Hello.
But I think the way that I present is going to stay the same. Wait, scrap metal melting ASMR? Really? Well, I know what I'm watching when I'm getting off of this later. Scrap metal melting Interesting. Wait, assign the what are you doing? You're getting distracted by scrap metal melting ASMR and imagining what the hell that even means. Awesome. Wait, did I just put you as a lumberjack? No, okay, good. The growing stack? Wait, Big Stack D, is that like a channel that I should look for? Oh, you're also a hunter. Do I have... The hunting lodge should have 2 in it, right? Yeah, killer. Alright, you know what?
How's life treating you?
I mean, this isn't something that I'm probably going to save, so I'm going to do this completely differently. What? What do you mean I don't have enough? Oh my god. Alright, fine. Whatever. Oh, we don't have any water. I don't also have a workshop, do I? Do I have access to a workshop? Production. Where is production? I do not. This is a problem. Oh, we're also maxed out on buildings. This is also a problem. Hang on. Okay, Division, I'm gonna check that out because I have never heard of this before. So yeah, I'm very interested now. Oh, we didn't set the right here. Oh, and there's no tool. I'm playing like an absolute chucklehead right now because I'm like so distracted with other things. Alright, there we go. That should be okay. I'm gonna need a whole lot of knives. Hey, at least on the upside, they don't make you provide them with bows. Like, they just come to class prepared with their own bow. You just gotta provide them with a knife. That's always a good thing. Rapidly running out of rocks, though. Man, maybe I should have made an excavation shed instead. Yeah, I saw some people looking forward to watchtowers and stuff in this, but the bandits never attack. Like, the bandits only stop you on the road, you know? So, I almost think that, like, guard duty wouldn't really be a necessity in this, because you're not under active threat. The threat is out in the field, you know, as you're wandering between two towns. So, I have seen people say that they wanted that. And then I think somebody else said that they were looking for churches. Yeah, RenderCube has been very explicit that they have no interest in bringing anything religious into this game. And that is a very safe response, and I don't fault them for it at all. Yeah, that's always the hard part, especially when you have a population boom. Like, oh crap, people don't have places to live, or oh crap, there's not enough jobs for people. Yeah, when I first saw the bandits too, I was like, wait, are these guys mobile or are they just stationary? Like, what's going on here? So I actually was kind of glad to see that, you know, they were going to be able to take care of themselves. Just, you know, you're there, my town is here. I was actually more worried about the animals. And it took me a little bit of playtime before I realized that once you plunk down a building, it gets rid of the animal spawn, you know? So, like, if I keep building, these birds will actually get disappeared. Which is kind of a double-edged sword, because it's like, okay, if there's a particular animal that you're looking for, you just deleted their spawn location. But at the same time, those mines are almost always guarded by a bear, and once you get the mine technology you can build there, it'll delete the bear location, so you can go out there safely without having to fight a bear every frickin' time you need to dig a hole. Yeah, Sea-Dog, like, they knew that people were going to be disappointed, and they knew that the location and the era and the time frame, like, yeah, religion would have been a big factor in this. Actually, when I was looking up medieval music, I found that choir and religious symbolism was a massive part of that time frame of music. But at the same time, it's like, okay, it's a video game and it's the 21st century, so incorporating religion into your video game is kind of suicidal at this point, you know? Yeah, I know. All of the palisades and those crazy stone walls and everything, those are all purely aesthetic. You don't have the security threat that you do in other games. Well, I mean, I did say, I compared this to SimCity. SimCity also has like Godzilla and hurricanes and earthquakes and stuff like that. None of that happens here. In fact, even when it's storming out, you don't get a lightning strike that causes a forest fire or anything. Like, no, there's no security issues here. You're okay. Yes. Anything relationship involving has been a fantastic review. Like, the Steam reviews on this are just hilarious. Oh, crap. I need more quests. Alright, I gotta get a couple jobs done. Are you Alwyn? Where's your hat? No, you're not Alwyn. I wonder if this counts as... Okay, it won't count as an actual... Okay.
Greetings, stranger.
Alright, yeah. Let me... Alright, what did you need? What? Oh, actually, that will count. That'll count as a quest for neighbors kind of a thing. And I can blam that out pretty quick. Hey, Angry, what's going on, man? But yeah, those Steam reviews frickin' kill me. Like, there's... And the thing is, that is the gameplay. Like, your wife could leave you because, you didn't pay enough attention, or... I do try to tend to be actually nicer to this person. I think that if you just click, you might shortchange yourself in a little bit of Dynasty here and there. So sometimes I do try to read them and be, like, nicer about it. But at the same time, I am mindful that there is at least one person watching that hasn't seen this, so I am trying to avoid spoiler type stuff. Alright, so let's see if we can get this ride delivery and maybe get the Chapter 3 taken care of. Man, I miss my donkey. I really miss my horse, but I would take anything at this point. Oh, we should steal some buckets too. We should definitely steal some buckets because I don't have any yet. I don't have a food storage up yet either. I think I'm doing things a little out of my normal order right now. Why is that, Sylvan? What's, Actually, we can jump off of this and I can go on to one of my bigger farm maps. What's going on with the flax? Because the thing is, flax is one of the faster turnarounds. Like, there's some that you've got to wait, several seasons, almost a year, before it's done growing. But flax, it goes down in the spring and it comes up right that summer. Yeah, especially when you just started the game, because a fresh start starts you in spring. So trying to get any kind of agriculture done on year one, it's damn near impossible, because you've got so much stuff going on. You've got to build your first house. You've got to get with Unigast and get, some of his story kicked off so you can get some Dynasty and get some free food and that kind of action. There's just so much going on that your first year is rough. I generally will go the entire year of not even bothering with a farm. For flax, it actually would probably be beneficial to have somebody handling that for you. So you get the farm shed worker, because they're never going to be late. They're never, forgetful of what they need to do, what season it is, and what your field maintenance is set up to. Actually, I won't even have I don't have a field maintenance screen. But what your field maintenance screen is set to, that's their only concern. So they're on point with it. Actually, let me pop that real quick. There you are. Oh, see, that's where you want to start automating a bit. Yeah, having all of that stuff, that's where some automation comes into play. Now, okay, Argonis, I could see that because you would want the XP real quick, and farming XP is so fast and so good, and it also comes with, good technology. Like you get the barn, you get the farm shed, the hen house. I mean, 50 points for a frickin' hen house. You could be getting eggs lickety-split. Even the pigsty. Getting all of the entry-level farm buildings, like, it flies by. Even a donkey. You could get a donkey shelter well before you would ever be able to actually afford a donkey. Whereas all of these ones, it takes thousands of technology points to get to the next building or whatever. So yeah, I could see where diving headfirst into agriculture would actually be pretty beneficial. All right, so I've got entire teams of people running this thing. The important part is you've got to have the infrastructure. So we've got extraction right from the get-go. We've got a mine bringing in crazy amounts of iron. Then on the production side, I've got 2 blacksmiths. We're out of linen. That's fine. But I've got one that's actually producing all of the various tools, the iron hoe, the iron scythe, all that kind of stuff. The other one, full tilt just into smelting. Yeah, 8x8 is a good one. I don't know why. I always try to make the first one a 16x16, and it's completely unnecessary. I end up usually sewing like less than half of it anyway. So I don't know why I always go 16x16, but I do. And then on the other side of production, we've got the sewing hut, and I've got them making turning the flax stock into the linen into the fabric, and making the bags. So you do need to have a number of people. You've got to have at least 2 production people, one for the blacksmith to be making the sickles or scythe, whichever, and the hoe, and you have another production person that's got to be making the bags. On top of that, you're going to have to get, ideally you would have a pigsty. Otherwise, there is the new rot box that they came out with not too long ago. So you can just put, berries and crap in there, turn it into rot and turn the rot into fertilizer. So you don't need necessarily all of these people, but, you know, if you want to be off questing and doing other things, you need to be able to have people taking care of some of that. So knowing the critical linchpin items and who needs to be off doing what, that is a bit of a challenge. Especially since, you know, the easy way to do the fertilizer is with pigs, and pigs are kind of expensive, especially in the early game. And not to mention, and this is weird, I understand that a baby chicken, you know, a chick, can't lay eggs. Okay. But a baby pig is still gonna poop. Like, everything poops. Why does a baby pig not poop? Like, what? They go a year and a half, 2 years with no poop? Listen, if you went 2 years with no poop, you gotta see a doctor. But anyway, yeah, so Sylvan, it's blacksmith and tailor is what you're really going to need to be after. And as far as flax specifically, I think I am growing a pretty good amount of it. Yeah, that's the fourth one? The second one or the fourth one? Yeah, fourth one. So I've got a full 256 right here, and it's maintaining fine. And you can see that, you know, it's the middle of spring and they're not done with it yet, but they're trucking right along because it's got the distance. Like, I've got the distance from the farm worker's house to the farm shed, and then I've got the distance from the farm shed to field number 4 here, wherever that one is. So as long as you've got the distance, then they should be able to maintain even a 16 by 16. Or multiple 16 by 16s. This whole thing, I've got, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 16 by 16s, plus several maxed out orchards. And it honestly, it even runs itself even in summer, when all of these orchards start kicking off, and they've got to harvest all of that. Yeah, definitely. Buying a part of the chain is definitely key. A lot of times when I'm first starting out, I don't really feel like dealing with the flax, so I've actually bought flax stock and then just turned it into the linen thread myself in the tailor hut or something like that. I actually have only I have 2 sheds in this. And they're split up. So this shed right here is for the most part taking care of all of this orchard and field action. And then I've got more that is, it would have been a prohibitively too far walk. So I got another shed over here that these people are going to be maintaining. But the thing is, they'll back them up. So if there's a job that can be done out there that isn't being done, this remote location will also do that. So she'll preferentially, like you see this guy is over here sowing or fertilizing or something. The lady that's assigned here, she'll do these jobs first because they look for whatever the closest one is. And then they go to the corner of that field and they start going north, south, back and forth. But since this one has all of its jobs done, she's later going to go check, okay, what's the next closest field? Is there a job to do there? So that would be this one, but everything's all sewn up and everything here. So then she's going to look for the really, really far one. These guys have it relatively covered, but even if they didn't, she would walk all the way over here and start backing them up. If there was if this was just dirt and it needed to be fertilized and then hoed and then sown, she would be one of the 3 people to be doing the conga line, going along and helping out. I know this one's full. I'm not sure if the other one's full. Yeah, this one's got all 4. The other one probably has all 4. It's actually been a little bit since I've been into this world. So wait, you're saying the pigs poop so much because they went 2 entire years without pooping? Listen, man, I'm no veterinarian, but that doesn't sound right to me. Okay, so this one's got 3. So I've got one with 4 and one with 3. And you can see, like, all 3 of these guys are loafing at this point. You know, like, they're all sweeping the floor and leaning up against the wall. I don't know as though this could be done with only 4 and only the 1 farm shed, but given the proximity, maybe? It just helps to have that little bit of backup, especially since I've got those really, really distant fields. So it's like that shed handles those fields, this shed handles these. The biggest thing that I find is the summer, because of all the orchards. So these guys will come over here. They've only got this little bit of work to do on that field and the one that's over here. So they'll blam out this work, and the 3 of them will be standing around doing nothing, and then they'll realize, oh, there's orchards that I could be picking right now. And then they'll go off and do that. I don't think you have to, again, not a veterinarian, but I don't think that you have to crank the poop out. That sounds a bit dubious to me. I'm trying to think if there's anything else going on farm-wise, because that is actually probably the biggest thing I get the most questions about is the farm, and why the farm workers, because they're unique, because nobody else has a commute time, you know? Do I have any food on me? What the hell am I stuck on? Get out of the way, kid. Right, so the farm workers are the only ones that have the commute time. So let's say that whoever lives in this house is a blacksmith. They get up, they have their, I think, 2 hours before the day actually begins. They'll sit on a bench or they'll hang out and they'll do the little jibba-jab talking. And then once they start walking, they don't even need to be in the building. Once the, I think, 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock thing hits, they're going to start walking to the building. They're already producing the stuff. The farmers are the ones that need to be close because they don't actually harvest the field until they physically swing the scythe or, you know, swing the hoe or scatter the manure or something like that. You know, so the farmers are in a class of their own for a lot of different mechanics and a lot of different ways that the AI thinks about things. Pig crank. The only pig crank I know of is, you know, making the sausages, and by that point, the pig is kind of long gone. Alright, well, I guess I can jump back into the other one then. No, not autosave. There we go. Also, yes, I'm aware that my entire save system is a complete train wreck and a mess. It's because of all the tutorials. Like, a lot of times I'll have to have something play out and wait. And, you know, like with the mood one, some of those, it took several years in-game for it to balance out, you know, to actually hit a plateau and to stop increasing or decreasing. Oh, it's just a bridge. I saw the bridge over here and I panicked for a second. I thought maybe it was like a palisade from a bandit camp or something. Yeah, absolutely. So you want to have the farm worker's house, Actually, you know, let's just jump back over there. Yeah, so distance, everything distance about the farmers. They're the only people that care about it. You can have a house that you built way the hell out by Denica and have a blacksmith that you built by Gustovia. And that person is going to be making their spears, making their shovels. They'll literally walk all day. They'll never even get to work. They'll actually walk the entire length of the map, you know, because their house is here and the blacksmith that you built is way over here. They will actually spend the entire day walking. It'll get to like 9, 10 o'clock at night. They'll get there. They'll immediately turn right back around and start walking back home. They won't get home till like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. You can actually see it with the miners. So I've got my mine up by Veronica. Most of those people, they start walking. They walk out the road because they always follow the roadways. They get to Veronica, then they have to start off-roading it. Most of those people only put in like a 3-hour day. But it doesn't matter because as they're walking and as they're on essentially their commute time, it's like a commute to work, they're bringing in all the iron that I told them to bring in. They don't have to physically be there. These guys are different. They have to be at their job, and they have to be, like, you have to be able to visually see them doing it in order for it to count. So for these guys, I'm going to have most of my farm shed people living around here. Yeah, so I've got a barn worker and a fisher. Oh, you're 15, okay. But most of my agriculture people, I'll put as close to the farm fields as possible. So these houses are going to likely be most of my agriculture. The houses that were on the other side over here, because they're in nice proximity to the other farm shed, I've got them as well. And like you're saying with the gathering points, yeah. So it's kind of haphazard and random when townsfolk will take one of those benches, but you can kind of influence it because they'll take a bench that's fairly close to their house. So these guys are a bunch of the farmers. They'll wander around and they'll talk to people in front of each other's houses and stuff, but because they live right there, I think I've got a bench or two out in front of this one. I know I've got them in front of the other one. No, apparently I didn't finish my plan over here yet then. But yeah, so I've got the benches in this one, and I've actually got a couple of them, because there's, you know, the 4 farmers here. So I wanted to make sure that if these farmers were, you know, within like striking distance of these, they'll come over, they'll have a sit, they'll sit for, well, I think it's 2 hours or so, because everybody's up at 5 or 6, and then I think work starts at like 7 or 8. And then when they get up, bang, they're right here. They walk 10 steps, they get dressed, they pull out their, you know, hoe or whatever, and then they start getting right to work. So you can accelerate them as much as possible by having house close to farm shed close to field, and then a gathering point that they can sort of hang around as well. And it just helps expedite the process because, you know, you see this long line of houses here. It doesn't matter if this is one of my kitchen people and my kitchen is way down at the other end of the street. They don't need to be physically at work to be working, you know? It's crazy the way everybody works except for the farm shed worker. And even the barn worker. The barn worker does not have to be there in order for whatever percentages of threshing you set up. Like, it'll just take right off the second it clicks over to its work time. I know that was super long-winded, but that's why I wanted to do this live, so that I could actually answer questions in really in-depth ways and not have to worry about, oh, is this going to be a 20-minute video when it should have been a 10-minute video? Oh, awesome. Then I'm super glad I could help. Yeah, farming is squirrely. Every single job, whether it's production, extraction, even like I said, the barn worker, everybody operates on the same mechanics. You set the percentage bar of what you want them to do, and they just take care of it, you know? So you set a percentage. You know, I want you to work on this much of this and this much of that, and it just happens, you know? The farm shed, you don't have a percentage. They already have the predetermined AI of how they're going to operate, and you have to operate within the confines of how they think, you know? Also, these numbers are horrific. Why? Good enough. Oh, crap. I need plantain. Where the hell's all the plantain? I'm getting my ass kicked by wolves like all the time out here, and I'm always finding it, so... I know there's plantain out here somewhere. There we go. I don't remember how many it takes. I think like 5. It might be 1, it might be 5. I'm not sure. Oh, wait, I've got 12 of them. Never mind. Apparently I already had some. Yes, yeah, they have that weird thing. They always go into the southwest corner. I don't understand why, but they go into the southwest corner, work their way north, and they do that even if you have a horizontally shaped field. So that is one thing to note, because it'll cause their AI to bork a little if you don't lay out the field quite the way that they want you to. Yeah, Sylvan, what's up? Yeah, Martin, I love, because, yeah, so you have to lay out your town to make the farm have a central focus. All of your industry and all of your extraction, you know, you can get a little bit of wiggle room with. But yeah, Martin, I like that they really make you think, how am I going to make my farm as optimal as possible? I have not played New World, but I now have 2 video games, which doesn't sound like a lot, but strange that it happened twice. 2 video games where I have died from having a tree fall on me. So yeah, that's a thing. It's an interesting thing that has happened to me. All right. Where is the ride delivery? Hi. And what happened? And let me go get him. But yeah, it actually took me a while to realize, like, what was going on with the north-south thing. Because I had set up a few fields that may have been, you know, 3 units tall. No, we don't want wolves with a stone axe. But yeah, I had set up a couple of farm fields that had been, you know, 3 units north-south, and then maybe 15, 16 units to the east-west. And I was watching them do this bizarre little jig. You know, why are you going up, down, when you could just go to the right? It's just how they're programmed. They go to the southwest corner, and then they head north. Yeah, Dinkers has played a lot more games than I have. I've only got the same, you know, dozen or so, and you know the ones that I do know, I know pretty inside and out. But then, you know, as far as a new game goes, I oftentimes don't have an answer. Ooh, but I have apples. Oh, there we go, and got some stuff to sell too. Alright, but we're really here for Dynasty, because I want that other, hunter. You know, it's weird. There's certain things I'm like, okay, that should cost stamina. Swinging your axe, that should cost stamina. Running should cost stamina. But, oh man, like Valheim and the swimming. The swimming was starting to piss me off after a while. You know, I mean, Look at this. I can just go right over here, happy as I can be, and I'm going to go for a swim now, and everything's going to be fine. You know? My horse. You can swim with a horse, and even if you go into third person, you could even see the horse's legs doing a swimming animation instead of a galloping animation. It's really cool looking. But yeah, even the horse can swim without burning through stamina all the time. I don't know why, but I guess that I get accustomed to it. Or maybe it's just that Valheim uses too much. Because I'm playing a game, and I'm looking across this river, and I know that me and my human body, I can absolutely swim across that. You know, I am not going to drown. I can absolutely make that swim. Probably 8 or 10 times without having, any sort of serious fatigue. Like, don't get that tired from a brief little dip in the pool. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, it should use, okay, maybe it should use stamina, but it should use less or something. Or maybe the skill should increase faster. Something about Valheim's swimming just doesn't... Oh, I'm taking damage. Oh, because I'm really hungry. Sea Dog, you're supposed to yell at me when I get too hungry. Yeah, Dinkers, I saw that. I was screwing around with it not too long ago, and my swimming slowly got slower or something. I was like, what the hell is this? Why is swimming costing stamina now? The fun pimps are one of the ones that's like the kings of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like that's their biggest downfall, I think, is this was working. You didn't need to monkey with it. I'm fine. I just needed a little bit of half a deer's worth of... That's another thing. Every single solitary survival game, whether it's this or 7 Days to Die or anything, the food units are completely borked. You kill a bear, you kill several deer, and you just shove 150 million pounds of deer meat into you, and you're like, oh, that was a nice snack. I'll be hungry by lunchtime. Oh, I forget how late it is there. Yeah, I know. I'm bad about my food. Oh, wow. Argonis did say that, too. Oh, man. I went on a damn tirade about stamina, and I forgot to look at my phone. Ah, damn it. I also forgot that I was on a direction, and I completely ran past the thing that I was looking for. Idiot. It's Valheim. It gets me bent out of shape, and then I start ranting and raving and damn Valheim. Oh, we don't want boar. No, that's fine. We don't need a boar right now. No. Alright, we don't have anger music. That's cool. Now, I don't think you have to find the blood splatter first. I think you can just go to where you know that the person is. I think. I mean, if you have the location already memorized, you can, I think, just go straight for it. Alright, we're in the spot. Yeah, we had a way further west. Yeah, I suppose the same. Well, it's like a more RPG fantasy version of Dark Souls. I mean, I know Dark Souls is itself an RPG, but yeah, it's got a real Dark Souls feel to it, where it's just the indescribable grind and difficulty of it. Just, It's just get good, you know? Get good or don't even bother playing. Awesome. Well, I mean, that is one of my major focuses, is to try to be, you know, entertaining and informative. As much of both as I can be, simultaneously. Hi, I brought you some plantain. Right, now we gotta go back to Denica. Rolnica. I know, Sea Dog. Yeah, that is definitely... Yes. When you actually take down one of those gods, or when you take down, you know, or an event. Like, for me, I'm honestly finding less trouble with the bosses than I am with the events. Like, those events are kicking my ass. The ground is shaking. I hate that. I devised a plan for it, though. So what I did was, I don't know if I did this in the last episode or if I showed it or not, but the plan I came up with was, don't fight them. Because if you fight them... Oh, thank you so much. I was a little worried about it, but then when I realized that it was poison, and I had that poison potion, I was like, oh, buddy, you backed the wrong horse. You're done. But yeah, so the thing for the ground is shaking, I stopped fighting it. Because I realized, as I was fighting them and killing them, more were coming. They just kept sending more. So I was like, oh, man. So I basically just kite them, so I've only got the same two, so I don't have to blow a million arrows on it. And then I wait for the event to end, and then just take out the last two that are there. And I'm like, oh, this is a lot easier. Oh, thank you so much. I mean, for me walking into it for the first time, I keep thinking like, oh, I'm sure there's probably a better way to do this, or I'm sure somebody's at home laughing like, why the hell is this guy doing it this way? No, all right, thank you. I'm glad I was able to entertain on that fight then. When get good involves not being hit by trees. Yeah, and I've had some pretty critical injuries with trees in this one as well. I mean, it does add a sense of realism to it, like, as you're chopping down a tree, don't let it fall on you. I mean, that's true to real life as well. If you're chopping down a tree, don't let it fall on you, or on your house. Oh, don't let it fall on your house. Real life, Valheim, or Medieval Dynasty, I cannot tell you how many buildings I have royally jacked up in Medieval Dynasty because I wasn't paying attention to where a tree was or what was behind it. Dropped a tree into a blacksmith, and then I gotta spend, 10 minutes fixing the damn thing. Okay, alright, listen. The number of times that I have blasted myself off a donkey or off a horse because I ran over a stump or something like that. Listen, stationary objects are not as stationary as you think they are. Wait, bone mass is one of the tougher ones? Really? I thought that the tree guy was tough. I didn't have quite such a hard time with the deer one, but that tree one, that guy put some fear into me. There we go. Yay, 150 Dynasty. I'll have no problem getting that hunter guy that I wanted. Although we are completely out of water. Oh man, everything about the plains scares me. Things fly there, and there's like buffalo. I didn't even engage with them. I just sailed right by. But yeah, the plains look scary. Yeah. Well, because now I've got iron stuff. So yeah, the Elder he pose absolutely no threat to me at all. I mean, heck, I could probably do melee against the Elder now, but his attacks were so crazy, like that spear launching thing that he had, and oh, he brought ads. Well, it seems like that's a recurring theme. All of them have, a summon move. The deer guy summoned what, the grayling guys or the gray dwarf guys? Not too much of a big threat. What did the Elder summon? I think the Elder summoned, like, brutes and shaman and stuff, right? So the brutes were beating me around and the shamans were healing them. That one got tough. But then, what did Bone Mass summon? Bone Mass summoned the frickin' gels. And I've been literally swatting them like flies, so... I guess it was just because I just happened to choose the right weapon. I was liking the way the mace felt, so I stuck with it. And then I ended up with crazy mace skills for a monster that was super weak to the mace. I don't even know what the Mistlands are. Like, it's not even a zone that I'm aware of. I mean, heck, I only stumbled across the snow as I was out looking for... I was like, I think my second or third sit down playing the game, and I just happened to stumble across those mountains. And then pretty much everything else that, when I come to a new zone, I've been like, oh god, what is this next horror that's waiting for me? But yeah, the plains is definitely the scary one. Alright, I am going to have to call this one soon, though, because, believe it or not, I still have a planet crafter that I got to report. Ooh, poison. That sells for a good amount. Oh, nice, it's this one. This one gives you tons of cash. Finding that alchemy cart is just such a good RNG. Like, there's just so much money to be had there. I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to spoil anything, but the mountains are actually less scary to me than the swamp is. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, I had a little bit of a hard time with the Draugr. I was terrified of the tree. I was completely terrified of that wraith because I didn't even know what it was at first, and I didn't know if I could take it or not. And then I got that thing under my thumb, and I was like, okay, I got a pretty okay handle on the swamp. The mountains, yeah, the mountains are not a threat, right? At least not yet. I mean, I think I've seen everything that the mountains have to offer. I'm not sure, but the mountains aren't a huge threat to me. Oh, thank you so much, Sea Dog. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go see if I can pick up this guy, and then I might end it there. So if anybody has any more questions, yeah, from here to Gastovia. Yeah, I was so surprised with how much engagement, like, People were really commenting and chatting a lot. That's so cool, and thank you guys so much for that. Like, I honestly, Dickers can tell you, like, I was gun-shy. I was really, really gun-shy about doing this, and, you know, people were asking me cool questions and talking about other games that I've been playing in here, talking about games that I haven't been playing, you know, new stuff to me. This has been an absolute blast, and for the people that were asking, you know, if I was going to do this or not, absolutely, and I'm probably going to do this again. I'm not sure if it'll be Medieval Dynasty again. I might do one of the other games that I play, but yeah, this went better than I could have ever hoped for. Yeah, thank you guys so much for being here and for doing this. Like that, this was way better than I could have ever hoped for. So thank you guys so much. It really does mean a lot. But yeah, so for the people that were asking, Division, yeah, I think I will. Should it be this or should I do something else? See, the thing is, I've got running series as well, so I don't want to like try to use a file that's already part of a series that I'm doing, because, you know, then I don't want people to miss it if they are, you know, interested in how the series is going. I don't know, maybe I can con Dinkers into doing Valheim with me on a weekend. Dinkers, what are you doing next Saturday? Dinkers, are you there? All right, Sea-Dog, yeah, I'll work on her. I'll see if I can get that happening. Dinkers. You can record on a Sunday. I'll edit for you. I know what I'm doing, ish, sort of. Yeah, maybe I'll bring. Okay, maybe I'll bring. Just bring people that want to hang out. I'll just make it public, and I'll see if any of you guys want to do a big old Valheim. All right, but I really do have to get onto that Planet Crafter, which I am restarting. I noticed some weird stuff with it too. I don't think they've quite got the randomization down to where they want it. All right, yeah, maybe I'll do that. I might do a Valheim on Saturday. But I don't think that they've got the randomization quite where they want it. So I was doing the random ore generation, and it seems like some of it was random and some of it was a guaranteed yes and some of it was a guaranteed no. So every time I did it, and I did this like probably 15, 20 times at least, there was always uranium on the ground. Sometimes silicon, sometimes iridium, sometimes a few of these others. There was never once iron on the ground. In any random zone that I dropped into, nothing. So I think they're still trying to hammer that out a little bit. Also, I did random spawn location, and I'd say about 10 or 15 times in a row, it dropped me off in the sand crater, like the sand falls. So I'm not really sure what's going on there either. It actually took me a couple tries to get something that wasn't the sand fall, so I don't know, I think there might be a little bit of tweakage and, you know, RNG that they're going to have to manipulate on their end, but they're usually very quick about, you know, getting those kinds of updates and getting that kind of stuff fixed. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me on this. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do this again. Thank you guys so much. All right, I got to go record, and it's Planet Crafter hardcore random everything, so I need my focus. Yeah, it's random-ish. You're right, Division. It's sort of mostly random. All right. Good night, everybody. Before I start rambling again. Thanks, everybody. You all have a good night. Thank you so much for showing up. This is Evan. Bye.